men. What a great goal!
Tottenham Hotspur are through to the semi-finals.
Cantona looking for her second. She's got it.
Chelsea are the FA Cup winners.
Good morning from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's rare to have a game which is the biggest day ever for both clubs. A first FA Cup semi-final for Spurs and for Leicester. Which one of these underdogs will have their day at Wembley? Well, Tottenham took Manchester City to penalties in the quarter-finals and then won the shootout to pull off the shock of the season so far. Leicester, meanwhile, went to Liverpool, turned them over 2-0 to book their unexpected place in the last four. They've upset the odds and perhaps more importantly avoided the remaining big guns in the semi-final draw. It's Tottenham against Leicester for a place in the Women's FA Cup final. Kick-off here in North London at noon. And then straight afterwards, stick around for the other semi-final, a rerun of last year's juicy final, Manchester United against Chelsea on BBC One. Well, good morning and welcome to FA Cup semi-final day. We love a fairy tale, don't we? Two heroes alongside me of this fairy tale. 6 FA Cups between you. I hope I've got that right as well. And Farah, it's a huge day for both of these teams today.
Yeah, it's massive. You mentioned there that both of these clubs have made history. They've never been to an FA Cup semi-final before. They were both underdogs in the quarter-final. And they come out of those ties on top. So they'll be really looking forward to this game today. Big occasion, beautiful stadium, beautiful day. And I'm looking forward for a magical FA Cup game.
Absolutely. History to be made regardless here at this game today. But the other semi-final, Manchester United against Chelsea. I mean, they probably wanted to avoid both of those teams, right? But for them, over there in Manchester, it's going to be a big day.
Massive day. Obviously, Chelsea are the title trophy holders. It's a rerun of last year's final. So Man United have a lot at stake to try and, get one up on them on this occasion.
And when you think about Spurs here last time at this Spurs stadium, they beat Arsenal. That's never happened before. So now they've got this place where actually they've had a dream come true and they're going to have a lot of confidence going into this game.
Yeah, and they actually did really well against Arsenal in this game. I thought they sat deep and worked the counter-attack really well, and this was the goal. A little bit of a scruffy goalkeeper probably could have done better. Arsenal would have thought they could have done better. But actually the overall performance was where people started to look at this Tottenham team and take them a little bit more serious. They were really organised, and as I said, they worked that counter-attack really, really well and got their goal from it.
Absolutely. It was a statement win then from Tottenham, and today surely they're the favourites coming into this. They're a good few places above Leicester in the league.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're coming into this on the back of 3 wins, so they definitely got the momentum and the confidence, and they've added a bit more to their game in terms of having impact off the bench as well. So they will definitely fancy themselves having beaten Leicester in the league as well.
Absolutely. For Leicester, though, they've had a difficult couple of weeks, let's be honest. They've had to sack Willie Kirk, for alleged relationship with a player. Now Jennifer Foster comes in as the assistant manager. How much might that disrupt them?
A little bit, but I think, look, none of us really know the details of what went on with Willie Kirk, but the job he actually did, because this Leicester team was a team that were guaranteed relegation. He turned that team around, he brought some unbelievable signings in the summer, and he's made this team really strong. So I think that what he created there, these players will still have. And they're going to, I think they're going to want to do well in this tournament or this cup for sure. So I think they've been able to keep themselves together. They got a huge result against Liverpool in the quarterfinals. They picked up 3 points before the international break, so they're in a good position themselves.
And
huge result.
And sometimes in adversity, it actually brings teams to get together, and they get more unified. And I've worked with Jennifer Foster before at Bristol, and I know she has the tools to manage a young team that's got not as much experience as a Tottenham side.
And I mean, a huge baptism of fire. She came in literally the night before that quarterfinal against Liverpool, and to be able to do that, like you say, there was a level of pressure there, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think in pressure is where players are tested and they have to show character. And this team managed to do that. And they have an opportunity really today to try and create further history for their club. And what a place to be able to try and achieve that too.
Yep. We speak about history, so we can now get into that all-important team news and see exactly who will be starting for both teams today here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Well, Tottenham, they welcome back midfielder Grace Clinton from international duty. And how great was she? She shone for the Lionesses at Wembley against Sweden. So it's great for her to be starting here today. And then for Leicester, Deanne Rose, the Canadian international. She leads that line. She was part of the Canada team, actually, that took the USA to penalties in the She Believes Cup final this week. And as we said, Leicester under caretaker charge now. Betty Glover, she's been speaking to both of the gaffers on both sides.
Jen, thanks for joining us. You wouldn't have been expecting to be in this position, but you're one match away from leading the team out at Wembley. How does that feel?
Yeah, look, it feels great, and look, I was always going to be a part of this. You know, obviously as unexpectedly in this position, but look, I've been taking charge of the team for the last few weeks, and we've been professional in everything that we've done. And look, I'm really pleased to be here and lead the team out today.
It's a massive game for the club. What are the emotions like within the players?
Yeah, great. We've got a lot of experience in the team, and I think that will count today. You know, we talk about the big stadiums. Pretty much all of our starting 11 have played in those big stadiums. So in terms of nerves, they're not feeling that. Of course, there will be the excitement, and we just need to make sure we channel that today.
You've got some big international players in your team. How important are they on a day like this?
Huge. You know, we've got 2 times Champions League winner in Janice Cayman, and for players like that, they're going to be really vital for us today and lead the team in terms of their experience and knowledge in several moments.
Robert, it's a big day, a big game. What have you said to the team this morning?
I mean, it's a big game, but we also need to enjoy this game because it's a beautiful day at this stadium and we're going to play a semi-final. So, of course, go for the win, but also enjoy the game.
Last time you played at this stadium, you beat Arsenal. Are you using that as motivation for today to create another massive moment for the club?
Yeah, I mean, you get the feeling when you're in the locker room, but like last time we were here, we had an amazing feeling together. And yeah, we're going to use that today because we are playing good football on this field. It's a big stadium, it's a big field, and we can use that.
You're unchanged from the win against Bristol City last time out. What's your reasoning behind that?
I think we played some really good football in that game, and they played well together. And I think some of the players coming back to the squad perhaps is not ready to start it. So it's a good starting 11. It's a great bench. So we're going to have a good day today.
Anita Farah, I'm really keen to get your thoughts, actually, on Willian and what he's been able to do with this Tottenham side and the progress that he's been able to show with this particular side. He's done quite a decent job this season, hasn't he?
I think he's done a fantastic job. We've certainly seen progress. I say that in terms of identity. I think this Tottenham team have much more of an identity now than they did in previous seasons. I think he's got a certain style. He likes to play out from the back. He likes players to be comfortable and receive balls in tight areas and play forward and be aggressive with that. It takes time and bravery. I think he understands. What I like about him is he understands there's a process to this, and he will have some players that are already in the squad that he came into that maybe aren't as comfortable. But even when results go against them through the way that he wants to play, he still defends his team and his style, which is really encouraging for a player. It gives your players confidence to want to do more and want to learn more. And I think he's brought that to this club.
And it's really interesting actually reading about him and some of the things that he says. He's got a very much a 360 approach when it comes down to the players. He says things that he wanted to do as a player, he's now implementing on that team as well.
Which is great that he can utilise that experience and knowledge to try and create that in the environment that he's creating as a manager for this team. And I think you see that, as Farah mentioned, that they are braver, that they are playing through the thirds, they're more attacking, they're committing numbers, and that's the massive change. And he could have easily stepped away from his belief in his strategy when they were getting difficult results against them. They played Man City, had a heavy defeat, 7-0, 2-0, 1-0, but they stuck to it and they got the just rewards, beating an Arsenal and obviously knocking out Man City.
Yeah, which is absolutely huge. So what can they do today? But we've also mentioned, of course, the other semi-final today sees Chelsea visit Manchester United. And, of course, it's Chelsea's first game since the quadruple challenge ended in anger in that League Cup final against Arsenal. Emma Hayes, she's spoken publicly for the first time about that incident since then, and she spoke on Friday.
Well, my son said to me after the game, "Mummy, when you push someone in school, you're asked to go and take time out." And I said to him, "You know what, darling? You can't meet aggression with aggression. All you can do is tell the teacher. All you can do is go and explain to the teacher, why you think something's unfair." I said, even if the players go to the teacher, even if the parents go to the teacher, that's all you can do. You cannot meet aggression with aggression. And I thought it was a really good conversation to have with my son after the final. So when at times the mob is swayed, to carry praise or blame too far, we may choose somewhere like a star to stay our minds on and be slayed.
I mean, it's rare that I stand here and think we're going to get poacher quoted at press conferences, Farah, but I mean, she's trying to put it to bed, right? She is trying to put this to bed, but it is an incident that people are still speaking about. But what are your thoughts on someone like Emma Hayes in a minute?
Look, she's a woman of many talents, many trades. She could, I mean, the way she's navigated her way through that question and kind of avoided, what had happened. I think you're right. She is trying to put it to bed. I think she's certainly somebody that will look back at that and reflect on that and would, in another scenario, maybe she wouldn't have done that. So she's had time to think about it. We had an international break. And I'm sure she'd be looking at that and probably would have reacted in a different way. Maybe gone to the school teacher and told the school teacher.
Taking a time out.
Yeah, taking a time out. But yeah, I think we need to put that to bed now.
Okay. And in terms of the poetry there, of course, listen, we've got a French woman potentially coming in to take over from Emma Hayes, so she might appreciate the poetry. Sonia Bonpastor, she's somebody who you know quite well, Anita. She's at Lyon at the minute, but she's sensational and apparently coming over to Chelsea.
I mean, she has some pedigree, a Champions League winner herself as a former player and as a manager. It's the sort of person that can come into a Chelsea with the legacy they have and maybe elevate them as well off the back of her own playing career, and an exciting prospect for the league. I mean, Emma Hayes has big boots to fill, but she seems like the right candidate potentially to step in and take them on.
And just very, very quickly, Farah, having said that, Chelsea have such a huge identity, don't they? How do you then come in and try and change that a little bit to suit your style of play?
I think you have to go in and do what is comfortable with you and make those small adaptations. I think it's something that she'll have to do. But she's somebody, as Anita said, she's got huge experience. She's the only female to have won the Women's Champions League, something Chelsea have yet to do. So I think she comes, as Anita said, with huge pedigree. She's managed a Lyon team with big characters. So it's not something she's coming, it's not a dressing room she's going to come into where characters she's going to be a little bit like stifled from. She won't be.
Well, let's see. Should be a good game today. Well, back to this game, like we say, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, an FA Cup semi-final between two clubs who are definitely on the up.
It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. I'm your number one, yeah. I'm just living that life. Bondage, classic, but it's still pop. I get money, you get mad because the bank's up. Yeah, I know your little secret, put your hands up. It's so obvious, I'm your number one. Life, bondage, classic, but it's still pop.
Tottenham Hotspur are through to the semi-finals of the FA Women's Cup.
Leicester City make history.
She joined in January, having played in Japan, Sweden, and of course the States. Real quality in the midfield there, Anita.
Yeah, an exciting player. Me and Farah have been in awe of her all season, just the way she's able to evade pressure, bring others into play, take on, she's very attacking minded, but first, she's got an eye for goal as well. Really good at assisting, isn't she, Farah?
Yeah, I like the way she just plays just behind the front line. She likes to get a little bit in that more advanced position of the midfield and is really, really good at taking the ball between lines, turning, and obviously we see the layoff there for the pass, but she's somebody that is really comfortable on the ball, really good balance, and you'll see she's got a beautiful left foot, but she's somebody that when Leicester are playing and performing well and attacking, most of the good play comes through her. This is a bit of a cross that's gone in, but we've watched her out here just warming up behind us, and she just looks so composed on the ball, especially when Leicester are giving real dodgy passes. She really gets that ball back down under control and really sets a tempo within this team.
How do then Spurs make sure that they keep her quiet this afternoon?
Well, they need to nullify the space. They got to be compact in their shape, someone's got to take responsibility when she's bombing on, tracking her runs, and communication is going to be vital because she's a good and a smart, clever player. She is going to find space at times.
Yuta Rantala as well, someone we're looking at today. She's the one who scored the goals against Liverpool. She is a player, again, of course, the Spurs going to have to watch out for today.
Yeah, and I think it's both of these players that have been key within this Leicester team this year, and you'll see here, you know, really, this is the finish up where it comes back off the post and she just finishes it, but she gets herself into really good positions. You just see her working the shoulder here of the fullback and then just cuts inside, finishes beautifully off her left foot. Maybe the keeper could have done a little bit better, but between those two, they've been fantastic all season, Anita.
Yeah, and you know, she's a summer signing that's come in and had direct impact. She scores all types of goals and she commits players. She'll go 1v1, she can strike the ball left foot, right foot, is clever, but I just like that she's so direct and is really a strong outlet for this Leicester side.
Well, let's have a listen to what Yuta's been saying. She's been speaking to Betty Glover.
Yuta, thank you so much for joining me, pitch side. You're here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You told me just a second ago before we started filming that you're feeling a little bit nervous. It's not surprising. What's the mood like in the camp?
Yeah, I think, I'm a bit nervous. It's a big game ahead, but I think we're really excited and really confident to coming this game. And yeah, it's a big game and hopefully there's a lot of fans and yeah, it's a dream to play here.
Are you looking at it as the biggest game in the club's history so far?
Yeah, I think it's the first time in the semi-final for Leicester, so yeah, it's a big game, but obviously we want to win and we want to make another history and go to the final.
You've had a big managerial change in the last few weeks. What has this done to the team?
I think we have become closer and yeah, we're in this together and I think it really shows that we are in this together and it's been hard, but I think we've been managing it well and yeah, I think the atmosphere is good in the team.
This is your first season at Leicester. You scored some absolute bangers for the team, haven't you? Are you hoping to do so again today?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's been a good season so far and I hope I can score more today and in upcoming games, so yeah.
Well, we heard you arrive, walking through the stadium with a massive speaker. You guys all seem up for it. Is that right?
Yeah, we're ready, yeah.
Oh, yes. They are ready. I mean, we heard this whilst we were getting ready for the game. I'm not sure about that choice of music, Anita, but they say they're ready, right?
It's not necessarily my vibe, but I was loving the fact that they were booming the music. I mean, you're an FA Cup semi-final. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
You've got to enjoy it and live in the moment.
In charge of music, were you in the FA Cup semi-final day or final day?
Definitely not. I was out, you know what, I was one of those that didn't really like the music. I like to be outside the dressing
Really?
room,
That surprises
in my own
me.
head, with a nice cup of tea.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, let's move on to Spurs. Grace Clinton, we've spoken about her already, haven't we? She was absolutely fantastic for the Lionesses. First competitive start last week. What are we thinking about her, Anita?
Well, she's a player I've worked with at Bristol City. I think she has so many good qualities. She gets between the lines, she can ride and evade pressure, but then she has the composure to pick the right passes and the right moments as well. You see here her role in players in the midfield, and her first thought is, can I drive forward? Can I find a forward pass? Can I get involved in the attack? Isn't it, Farah? And that's what you enjoy about these types of midfield players.
Most definitely. I think she picks up some real good positions. You'll see here, takes it well, really good footwork to just take the ball as it's coming towards her. Obviously gets a foul for her team, but she's really good at picking up those little pockets in between the lines for this Tottenham team. And what I really like about her, she's somebody that is not afraid to take shots from distance, left foot or right foot, and she can do that. And we've seen most of her goals come from outside the box.
Yeah.
So she's a key player for this Tottenham team today.
She's on loan, isn't she, from Manchester United? And
Shockingly.
I mean, listen, Villaham's called her an absolute superstar. Serena Wiegmann talks about her as being, you know, really, really high praise. And that's saying something if Wiegmann's talking about you like that in public. But she is somebody who a lot of people are going to watch out for here, Farah.
They have to. I think she's proved, you know, herself this season. I know it's been her first full season within the WSL, and I think, you know, Manchester United, I think their idea was to let her go out on loan, have a full season in the WSL, and then bring her back off that loan deal. But she might have other ideas now. She might be really comfortable in this Tottenham team. She's a key player. We've seen it. It was her first start for England on Friday night against Sweden, and I thought she did a fantastic job in there. She's still learning and developing.
Yeah.
She will be making mistakes along this process. But she's a huge talent and one that we can be excited by in the future.
Well, we could be excited about it. I'm pretty sure other teams in the league and maybe across the world are looking at her as well, Anita.
Well, you know, what an occasion to put yourself in a shop window. You know, you're just adding, increasing your value ultimately. But I think Robert Villahamn, you know, he trusts Grace Clinton in the midfield. He knows that she can create and attack opportunities in front of goal and bring others into play. And for such a young player, she's already playing with such a level of maturity. She's still got a lot to develop, but I think she's a key player for Tottenham today.
Let's talk Becky Spencer, because she was key, wasn't she, against City? This is somebody who, again, needs a big game today, Farah.
She's a big game player. I mean, she showed her qualities over the years. She's been around for many years. A fantastic save here to help her team, you know, progress to the semi-final. Now, these aren't just easy penalties. You know, you're looking at Alex Greenwood, England's penalty taker, Chloe Kelly, who scored, you know, goals for England in real crucial moments. And they are two big saves. And you can see the importance of her at the end of the game with her teammates and how they celebrated with her. But it's not just the penalty saves within that game that helped them through. It's what she does with the ball at her feet. And under their new manager and the style of play they want to play, she's one of the most comfortable female goalkeepers with the ball at her feet. You know, she could probably play outfield. So she's really key in terms of how this Tottenham team want to progress.
And she's got to be able to keep her head, right? She's got to keep her head in these high-pressured situations, and especially in a stadium like this.
Well, in big moments, that's when experience counts, and that's what she has in abundance. And so that's going to be vital that she can lean on that today. But in terms of playing out from the back, you know, we played with Becky, you know, I played with her at Arsenal. She could have been an outfielder. That's how comfortable she is with her feet, and hopefully you'll get to see that on display today.
Talk about composure. I don't think there's any, apart from Anita stood next to me, there's probably no one as chilled and laid back as Becky Spence.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Well, there's new exciting territory, of course, for both of these clubs. There's one player that's been there, done it, lifted the trophy as well, and that's Beth England. She's won a clutch of medals with Chelsea, and she leads the Tottenham line today.
Beth, thank you so much for joining us. It is a massive day. The sun is out here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. How are you feeling?
Yeah, we're feeling good, we're excited. Like you said, the weather's come out for us today, so we're hoping it's going to be a good day.
You've been really vocal about how you guys want to just take the bull by the horns with this match and get through to the final. The first time Tottenham Hotspur will be in an FA Cup final. How's the mood in the camp?
The mood's good, yeah, like we say, we know we've made history getting to this point. We want to continue making more history and getting to the final. I think the staff deserve it, the players deserve it, the fans definitely deserve it. So, yeah, we just want to give Tottenham as a whole, as a club, a good day.
You've been here before. You've won 2 FA Cup finals before in your time. Is the team coming to you for a lot of advice? Are you having to sort of be a figure, sort of, I don't know, leading them quite a lot in that sense?
Not necessarily. I think everyone's just kind of dealing with the pressure of today in their own way. I think once we're in the changing rooms, and then the vocal then comes out of me of leading the team and making sure that all the calm nerves are gone, and yeah, we're just out here to do a job and that we're ready to play the game, and no matter what happens today, we're going to give our everything.
What are you saying to the team?
You
say the vocal comes out.
Secrets. For me, it's about playing the game and not the occasion. I think you can get so wrapped up in the occasion of it and the opportunity to go to Wembley, but we're not there yet. We're nowhere near Wembley yet. We've got to get through this game, and we've got to get through a tough Leicester team that's going to come at us today.
How much will it mean to the club to get through to the final?
It will mean everything. I think we know for Tottenham there's been a lot of heartache in the past, and we hope that we can be the start of bringing some light to the team, and yeah, certainly getting to that final would be a great start in that.
You've been here since 8 a.m, the sun is shining, you've had your morning coffee, you've had all of your food. You seem really up for this.
Yeah, I can't wait to get going. I think it's going to be an exciting day again for women's football, and yeah, hopefully we put on a performance we'll be proud of.
Beth, thank you so much.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, she is today's skipper, but you can see her there lifting that trophy with Chelsea. She has been there, she has done this, and that experience, Farah, is going to be absolutely key for her, isn't it?
I think so, most definitely. I mean, she's captain of this team. She's had a bit of a stop-start season with injury and then trying to find her way back into this team. But in big games, you can see that the manager really trusts her. Knows she's been there on those big occasions, can deal with the pressure. And we've seen her there lifting the FA Cup with Chelsea. And so they need players like her in this Tottenham team just to calm the nerves, because it's a massive occasion. Fans have come out in their numbers today to support them, and a player like her is crucial, really.
Yeah, Beth, you know, she always she goes another level in cup finals. We've seen her do it at Chelsea where she scored some absolute screamers, and she thrives on this occasion. She will bring so much energy in that front line, especially out of possession. Her pressing and aggression in that, I think, will help Tottenham a lot.
Yeah, it helped Tottenham a lot. I mean, last season, she scored the goals that kept them up. She is somebody who is an integral part of this team today. And like you say, an historic occasion, keeping that nerve is going to be absolutely key, but also making sure that everybody plays their part.
Yeah, I think everybody, 1 to 11 in both teams, will have to play their part. I think she had a fantastic season in helping keep Spurs up and keeping that momentum. As I mentioned, she's had a bit of a stop-start season this year and probably hasn't found that same rhythm, same flow in front of goal. But hopefully today, in front of, as I mentioned, the fans that have come out in their numbers, she can find that for this Tottenham team today.
Yeah, and I think what we've seen with this Tottenham side is that they're a team that actually score a lot of team goals. They start from their build, right from the goalkeeper, they play through the thirds, and they're able to create in open play as well as in transition moments. And I think that is an added strength of this team.
I mean, the teams are going to be getting ready to come through the tunnel now, and you can see the flags are starting to wave here in the stadium. And Farah, Anita, you've both won FA Cups. What's that feeling like when you're about to walk out, knowing that the next game could potentially be the final?
These are the moments you play for, and even more so with this FA Cup now that you play at the home of football at Wembley. There's a bigger incentive now to get there. And look, we didn't think both of these teams would be here. I think both of these teams are going to walk out that tunnel knowing they weren't expected to be in this semi-final, but knowing they have a big opportunity to play at Wembley in front of 80+ thousand fans. It's an incredible thing to come out and do.
I mean, I don't know about you, Farah, but I get tingles and butterflies in my stomach, honestly. I mean, being at this stadium, which is an incredible stadium, knowing that there is going to be a first-time finalist as well out of one of these two sides, it doesn't get better than that.
Well, the flags are out, as I say, and what an absolutely glorious day here in North London. So it is time to say a very good afternoon to our commentary team. FA Cup winner herself, Ginny Flaherty, alongside Robin Cowan.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. Good afternoon, everyone. 31 different teams have reached the FA Cup final. Today, that number will increase to 32. Neither Spurs or Leicester have been this far in the competition before. They are just one step away from what will be an historic trip to Wembley. Leicester City and Tottenham Hotspur. A special occasion, matched by a special atmosphere inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, just before kickoff, let's run through any starting. Let's get the teams then. Spurs unchanged from their match 3 weeks ago, a win over Bristol City. Ashley Neville makes her 150th appearance for the club. Grace Clinton has had a coming-of-age season on loan from Manchester United. She's been Tottenham's chief creator in the league this season, but could miss the final if her parent club make it through the other semi against Chelsea. Beth England, twice an FA Cup winner with the Blues, leads the line. Martha Thomas, who missed the previous 2 games with a hamstring injury, is fit enough to be named on the bench. It's the same Leicester side that drew with Aston Villa 2 weeks ago. Josie Green, a former Tottenham captain, starts in the heart of the defence. Jutta Rantala is Leicester's top scorer with 9 goals this season. She scored both goals in the quarter-final against Liverpool. Lena Peterman, a summer signing from Montpellier, spearheads the attack, and Shannon O'Brien, who's missed the last 5 games with injury, is named as a substitute. Ginny Flaherty, your players to watch today could make the difference in this FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah, for me, obviously for Tottenham, I've gone with Grace Clinton. You know, she's maturing. She's matured so much over this season. She's a forward-thinking player. She's very direct, and I think she's just growing as each game goes on. But she'll be so important today for Tottenham to pick the ball up in the spaces and to drive them forward and to link up play with the other attacking players around her. And then for Leicester, Jutta Rantala scored both goals for Liverpool in the quarter-final. The club's top goal scorer, very direct player. Anita spoke about her in the build-up as well. Left foot, right foot. Don't know how many chances you're going to get today, so you need a player who's going to be able to step up, and for me, I think she's going to be that player.
The referee for this one, Emily Heaslip. No VAR. So it is as you were, as we're used to in the WSL at least. Robert Villaham, in his first season in charge of Tottenham, dreaming of a cup final. He's lost 2 previously with his other club, Hacken. and they will be favourites going into this one. Home advantage. And apart from a couple of devastating defeats, they've been very consistent this season. And shaking hands with the interim manager for Leicester, Jennifer Foster, who's had to pick up the pieces. A very difficult few weeks with the dismissal of Willie Kirk after an investigation into his conduct led to his dismissal. She came in the day before the Liverpool quarter-final. They won that. They haven't won since. This is such a high-stakes game. And the other semi-final between Manchester United and Chelsea later on, those two well used to these occasions. These two, well, this is special. This could be history. It will be history. And it is Leicester City in the blue who get us underway. And as mentioned, Gilly, Spurs will be slight favourites for this one. But the previous couple of games, at least in the WSL, have been narrow victories. The last one last month, 1-0 for Tottenham. But I can see this being quite a tight encounter, actually.
Yeah, I think obviously Tottenham will be the favourites going into this game, but at the end of the day, it's an FA Cup semi-final. Brings me back, Robin, to when I was at West Ham and we played Reading. You know, both teams pretty even in the league as well. But at the end of the day, it's an FA Cup semi-final. You know that if you win this game, you're going to Wembley with 50, 60,000 there. There's no bigger incentive for any player.
Leicester playing it out from the back. Here is Josie Green. It's won back by Tottenham. Here's Drew Spence, serial winner, her previous club Chelsea, 4 times in the FA Cup. Nilden. It's a good ball into space, but too much on that, and Liza Kopp will collect.
I think in the start of this game as well, how it is, you know, for the first few minutes, you just want to ride the emotions, you know, like, because you're going to have adrenaline as a player. You know, obviously we've got a decent crowd here today. It's a beautiful day. The sun's out. You know what's at stake, but you just need to get your foot on the ball, get it moving, get your first few passes in, win your first tackle when it comes, win your first header, and then settle into the game.
Tottenham have happy memories of their last game here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, a 1-0 win against Arsenal, their first in the WSL era against their North London rivals. It's James Turner for a loose pass. Oh, and that's a mistake. And Leicester are in here, and it's sent just wide by Tierney. A huge let-off for Tottenham.
You can see Simonen as well taking a huge deep breath then. Sloppy from her. But Tierney, she looks up, she's got one thing on her mind as well. I'm not sure how wide it was, but Becky Spencer didn't seem to panic at all. But Simonen afterwards takes a huge deep breath.
Well, that's been a feature of Tottenham's season under their new manager, Robert Villahamn. High risk, high reward, and we saw that in action in their win against Arsenal. It was a quite brilliant goal from back to front. They took the risks and they got the reward and the winning goal in the end. But occasionally, you can play yourself into trouble. Bizet is fouled. It's going to be a free kick for Tottenham.
I think it's hard, you know, obviously when you're wanting to play a certain way, you know, and you're expecting a holding midfielder to do a better job than what she done then on the ball, but it's about building confidence, and it's about, if that's how he wants to play, he has to stick with it. Through the good times, through the bad times, players will learn and they'll develop as well, and they'll realise, listen, when is it time to be comfortable and when is it time to just move the ball?
Becky Spencer, the hero of the quarter-final, saved a couple of penalties against Manchester City and is now seemingly the established #1. That's a lovely flick from Drew Spence, and the ball over the top for Jess Naz is delightful. She will get there. Options in the middle. Beth England is one of them, but it's claimed by Kopp.
Really, really, really clever play there from Drew Spence. She just gets it in, she just flicks it round. Grace Clinton, very direct, and I think that's what Jessica Naz offers you. She's direct, she's an outlet. You see what's happening, she's just holding up for Beth England to get there, but she just can't get across the defender. But it's good play from Tottenham.
So openings for both sides inside the first 5 minutes. If it is level at the end of 90, we will have extra time and penalties. Josie Green closed down. Tottenham win it in a good position. Spence's ball just out of play. Bizet now indicating where she would have liked that pass.
Yeah, it was the right decision from Drew Spence, just the execution. Bizet wanted it in front of her, running onto it rather than obviously it going behind her. But you got to watch as well with Josie Green. Naturally, see, she's playing centre-back, but she has been a centre midfielder for most of her career. Too comfortable on the ball then, sloppy ball possession giveaway. You know, you can't afford to that. And I think that's what Tottenham will do. I think they'll play on Josie Green, give her the ball because she was going to want to play.
James Turner out to Ashley Neville. Naz. Nicely for Suominen. It's not been the best run for Leicester since their quarter-final win. No win in the last 3. Just 1 clean sheet in the last 8, and that was against Liverpool. There is Jennifer Foster. Very interesting comments this week about having to try and lift the mood after what's happened at the club recently, the spotlight on them, not in the way they'd like, and having to use that as a galvanising effect as well.
I mean, it's hard for her, for the club, for the players, do you know what I mean? Obviously for them, for what they've had to go through. It's not ideal in any scenario, in any situation, especially for coming from a former player. But she's come in with a tough job. You know, obviously I think they're secure, they're safe in the league, but they've got an FA Cup run.
It's a loose ball from Green. Here's Clinton pirouetting away. That's a great touch. It's Nilden straight at Kopp, who makes the save. Corner kick.
Grace Clinton just seemed to struggle to get the ball out of her feet then, because I thought at first the best option was on the right-hand side. Again, it's a good turnover here. I didn't know if maybe Jessica Naz there. She does a little spin. Obviously, Bizet picks it up. Great first touch, to be honest with you. But keeper makes herself big, important save.
Here's the effort from Bizet. Just been closed down well, and it was a good stop from Liza Kopp. She's had a great season, Celine. Bizet as well. Suominen, it's deep. Back in by Neville, away by Howard. That's an untimely slip. Pass cut out, but Drew Spence will get there. Gets the cross in. Back in by Bula over the top.
Good play by Tottenham there to try and keep the ball alive. Obviously, Ashley Neville, I so prefer Ashley Neville on the right-hand side as well, by the way. I think she's such a strength to have done that right-hand side, putting the ball back in. But well defended in the end.
Yeah, lines up on the left quite frequently as well. Just seemed to be a sort of lack of left-footed left-backs in the WSL, and for England, of course, as well.
Yeah, for any young girls growing up, work on your left foot. Because, no, I started to work on my left foot when I was about 28, 29, far too late.
Here goes the pacey Deanne Rose. Stretching the Tottenham back line. Flag stays down. Good defending from Neville. Picked up by Howard. Goal scorer for Scotland over the international break. Tierney. Oh, now Tierney's gone down. Felt she was caught. Play goes on. Well, that's really good play from Bizet. Too strong. And charging forward, Clinton finds Bizet. Leaning back over the top. And Leicester in all sorts of bother. Spurs can't capitalise.
Bizet and Clinton are causing so much carnage there. And it's because Leicester are too slow in possession. You get the ball, you've got to move it, you ain't got time. And Tottenham are pressing them high. It's what we said about Grace Clinton. She likes to drive with the ball. She likes to bring Tottenham forward. I think it's going to be difficult for Bizet to finish there from that angle. especially how far wide she's coming, but it's too slow from Leicester, too sloppy.
A couple of let-offs for Leicester. And their best chance has come from a Tottenham mistake. Rose buffeted by Naz, and that's really coolly done by Neville. Tottenham now seem to be finding their rhythm. Nilden forced back to Bula. It's quite coming together. Howard and Drew Spence gets the decision.
And I was just watching the back line as well, Robin, and they're basically, Sophie Howard is going all the way in with Drew Spence, and they're basically 3v3 at the back. But they're not 3v3 tight, compact. They're literally spread across the whole width of the pitch. So Sophie Howard there has to do that, because if Drew Spence spins her, the amount of space that's in between the fullback and Josie Green, who's the remaining centre-back, is huge.
Here is Nilden, out of play. Spence into Naz. Cayman's header. Well, that's it for Leicester City. A Champions League winner with Lyon, Janice Cayman, Belgium's record appearance maker, playing at left back today. Here she is. Player of that experience, Gilly. That was quite the coup when they managed to secure her signature last summer.
Yeah, that's a huge signing for Leicester. And obviously, Jennifer Foster speaks about it pre-game, her experience, especially with the younger players, to help guide him, especially in a game like today.
Here is the dangerous Jutta Rantala. Rantala goes for goal! Oh, my word! It's a sensational strike! No surprise, she's been doing that all season. She's done it in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Leicester ahead. A rasper from Rantala.
What a finish. Even I went, ooh. She gets the ball. It's far too much respect there. You know what a player like that can do. Nilden's far too away from her. She's able to pick it up. Just jockeying, able to go left foot, right foot. You know, as soon as she comes in, it's like identical to the goal she scores against Liverpool. She cuts back in on her left foot. It's an absolute rocket. Straight past Becky Spencer in goal. I think it's the speed as well that stops Becky Spencer, because I don't know if she sees it late, but here, get close to her too. As soon as she cuts inside, you need to step. You can't allow her to do that.
Pretty much took the net off. The technique. It's becoming her trademark, Rantala. And that is a huge goal in this tie. Leicester have something to hold on to. It's a long way to go. And Tottenham looking dangerous every time they go forward. It's Naz. Spence keeps it going. Now Clinton. Trying to work the space. It's Clinton. Off balance. That was good play from Takarada just to put her off.
I also just wanted that chance to go. I'll speak about it in a minute, but Grace didn't hear. Great turn, comes inside. It's a good attempt. You know, she doesn't really generate the power that she wants behind it, but I was going to say that obviously Rantala was one of the players that I picked before the game, and Tottenham have had several chances and haven't put them away. And like I said, this game will all be about whoever takes their chances. You've seen it in all the other big semi-finals. You don't know how many you're going to get. So for Leicester, they might only get one this half. Rantala's put it away, and that's the importance of it. Tottenham have to take their chances.
Another foul on Grace Clinton. You see, Takarada is keeping more than touch tight to her today. But as you mentioned, Gilly, surely they would have known that Jutta Rantala has that in her locker. She's been doing that nearly every game for Leicester this season.
Yeah, you'd think so, but and I think from a defender's point of view, you can't allow a player like that to have that much time and space. You know, you're showing her the respect, you're dropping off. You know she's a player who, sometimes you'll come up against a player, you know they're all right foot. Yeah, so right, you'll show them on your left because you know they ain't got one. This is a player who you've seen time and time again go right foot goal, left foot goal. As soon as she cuts inside, you know she's got one thing on her mind. It happened against Liverpool, it's happened today.
And that has got the confidence up as well for Leicester. Time on Tottenham's side, but that's really good play from Cayman, trying to slip it through for Rose. Tierney! Crucial stop from Spencer.
Really, really good stepping play from Cayman there. Skips past a couple of Tottenham players. Dana Rose on the outside shoulder. At first I thought, well, this ain't really a great ball that she's put in. But Tierney should do better there. It's a great little cutback. She's stepping straight onto it, Tierney. She doesn't connect to it properly. I think it is her shin pad. Great save by Becky Spencer with her feet there while she's already on the floor.
No foul on Clinton this time. Takarada. Cayman. Rose will get there. Cayman's delivery. Josie Green, and now Mamiki just overran that, and Jess Naz has shielded that really well, but giving it away to Rose. Was looking at the referee for a decision. Play on. Rose lining one up. Blocked by Drew Spence.
I like Rose as well because she's had a really difficult time since coming to the WSL. Obviously, she was at Reading, she done her Achilles, she was out for a while. She's such a good player, she's so direct, she offers that pace as well. But sometimes when you have a forward and you just know that forward has one thing on their mind, and that's just to get into the box. It's so good when you're playing in a team like that. You know you can just give the ball to her, she's got to go and do one thing.
He's on international duty with Canada, lost on penalties to the USA, the She Believes Cup. Just feel like Tottenham have to regain some composure here. Cayman. Through for Peterman. Here's CJ Bott. Finds Green. Howard. Cayman onto Mamiki. Takarada. Well, that was an ambitious pass, and it's well read, and Clinton spins away.
That's a couple of times now from Josie Green that she just give the ball straight away to the Tottenham player. You know, you can't afford to do that, especially when you're playing so expansive. You have to find the player, because otherwise Tottenham are going to be straight down your throat.
Well, Neville had to get that right. Rose was away. Peterman. Oh, that was a mistimed challenge from Amy James Turner, and a yellow card for the Tottenham centre-half.
Yeah, completely mistimed tackle there. I would say it's one that I'd be proud of, but I've never done that, Robert, in my career. But no, it's just here. As you can see the ball on the grass, it's just spinning the opposite way to where Turner's coming in. But yeah, deserved yellow card.
It's definitely her intent, wasn't it, to get the ball?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say intent to get the player there. I was like, Robin!
Forgot whose company I was in.
Yeah. Defenders never have that intent, ever.
So a free kick. See what Leicester have up their sleeve from this one. It's left for Mamiki. Away by England. Suminen. Leicester pressing high. And Tottenham have dealt with this very well so far. Clinton on suspense.
I was going to say as well, you don't really want Beth England down there by your 18-yard box playing with it. But the important thing is, if England does get dragged down to there, someone has to take up that space, which is what you saw Drew Spence then. She's pushing up to be that outlet.
Suminen shrugging off Tierney. Finds Jess Naz. Bizet. Delivers away by Takarada.
Howard does really well there as well, because I was thinking that's the last thing you want is a clearance like that to end up having to go out for a corner. Doesn't give up on it, manages to make it a throw instead.
Clinton. Could be a counter-attacking opportunity, but Spurs in a good shape to prevent that. Lovely crossfield ball. Again, that ball over the top for Rose. Spencer came, and good intervention in the end from James Turner.
And it was really good initially from Rantala, because she picks the ball up. The whole of her Leicester teammates are behind her. You find it in a game, normally a player will just kick it long to try and get him up, but she doesn't. She goes back to the goalkeeper, who plays it out the opposite side. And then Leicester are able to get out on the other side, and look where they are now.
Cayman towards Peterman. CJ Botts takes it on. Now sliding in, concedes the corner.
Important from Naz there, though, to be switched on defensively. Come on to the opposite side. See Botts push forward too. Just does enough. She doesn't give up. It's a great block at the end.
Rantala, the goal scorer, over this corner kick. It's the outswinger, it's deep. Howard wins it.
Should do better there. You can see with her as well, her reaction. She's able to get the header. I know she's being held down. She wasn't able to really jump for it. It is hard, but you'd expect a player who, with her heading ability, to be at least hitting the target there.
She's a real threat from set pieces. Spencer in for England, manages to control the header. Great burst from Spence, who's got a lot of space in front of her. Options right and left, finds Naz. Clinton hanging out on the edge of the box, it's Naz. Flashes across the face.
Really good play by Naz. Initially really good play from Drew Spence as well to pick the ball up. She ended up trying to draw the Leicester defender out. Jessica Naz, 1v1, but no one's getting across. Everyone's coming out. No one's getting across around the back of the defenders, in between the goalkeeper and the defenders.
Takarada's header, and he presented that to Clinton. Midway point of the first half. Tottenham seeing more of the ball. We've had some chances, but Leicester have taken theirs. Lovely turn. Not for the first time today, Grace Clinton. Naz, on to England. trying to work the space. Still going Beth England. Ricochet takes it out for another Tottenham corner.
Thought Beth England was going to do what Rantala done, you know, cut back inside on her left foot. Good experience defending them from Cayman as well, just to stand up, frustrate Beth England and get an important block at the end.
Evades everyone, it seems. Goal kick for Leicester.
Yeah, Kopp looked a little bit nervous there, though, if I'm being completely honest, Robin. She sort of comes to go out and then hesitates a little bit. Fortunately for Leicester, it runs all the way through. Just comes and then stops. I don't know if there's communication there, maybe awareness to leave it, but yeah, that hesitation then.
Into Cayman. Drew Spence aggressive. Too aggressive in the eyes of referee Emily Heaslip.
Yeah, I think obviously she wins the initial one. Yeah, I mean, she does catch Mamiki's right foot there, but I think she was a bit annoyed more so with the linesman didn't give it. The referee does. She was a bit frustrated, I think, with that.
Mamiki. Rose in behind, Ashley Neville. It's Rose. Tight angle.
It's just the decision making there, Robin. I think she does really well. It's what I like to see from Rose. She's direct, sells Ashley Neville. Ashley Neville's still running, mate. But it's that decision. Yes, I mean, that'd be spectacular if that goes in, but is that the best option with the players that you had as well coming into the box?
England finding some space. Naz offside.
Very naive from Naz there. You can see the whole line. You know, you've got to be brave. You've got the pace. You know you're going to beat them. You just don't need to do that. You can see the whole line. You can see all of the defenders across the pitch.
Josie Green, 6 years with Tottenham, 2 promotions, all the way to the WSL. Good hold-up play from Peterman. Really good tracking back, though, from Drew Spence. Read that well. Naz turning away from Cayman and accelerating away. Finds Beth England. That was better decision-making from Naz that occasion. Delayed and played the right pass.
Yeah, much better decision-making there from Naz. Obviously, then she puts Beth England in. Beth England's really only got one option there. But if I was Leicester manager, I would say to these at half-time, stop diving in. Every time Tottenham progress forward, it's because the midfielders, and you see it with Emma Cayman, you see it with the midfielders on Grace Clinton, they're steaming in, they're not putting the brakes on, and Tottenham are just spinning them.
Crowded 6-yard box. Well, it's a difficult one. Really well dealt with by Kopp.
Yeah, strong punch from Kopp. I mean, you'd probably be, if you're being really minute about it, don't drop it down at the edge of your box. Fortunately for them, there was a Leicester City player there, but it's a good clean punch, and when she's surrounded by bodies as well, which will be very difficult.
don't forget, Super Sunday continues. The next semi-final, the Women's FA Cup, is on later today, 2:20 start, BBC One, Manchester United against Chelsea.
What a game, eh?
Oh, the storylines running through that one.
Yeah.
Better than an episode of EastEnders. Robert Villahan, his side really haven't shown the best of themselves, have they? Especially since conceding.
Yeah, I mean, they've had obviously chances. They've had the better chances, in all honesty, easier chances than obviously Ranteler's, but they just haven't put it to bed.
The Spurs backline drawing some audible gasps from the crowd here.
That weren't me, by the way, Robin, either.
You're always very composed, Gilly. Nilden just took her eye off the ball there.
To be fair, though, I do get a bit heart in the mouth when defenders are playing like that.
Clinton wins it back off Takarada. Now Naz. She's got the better of Cayman a couple of times, as she does again here. It's Naz wide.
What I like about Tottenham as well is when Jessica Naz gets the ball, they all stay away. They just allow her to do what she's best at, which is a 1v1. You see Beth England, she comes right behind the Leicester, or right behind in front of the Leicester defenders, but drags them the opposite way to open up the space for Naz. But no one gets involved. They just let her do what she's good at and what her strengths are.
Just ran out of play for a Spurs throw. Lovely take from Clinton. Bursts away from Mamiki. Free kick in a good position.
Really good position now for Tottenham to put the ball into Leicester's box. Silly free kick, really.
A yellow card for Yuka Mamiki. She's done that a couple of times already today. She's shown fantastic strength and acceleration.
But that's what I say though, Robin, is that they play into it. Tottenham, they know that their midfielders are going to come steaming out. Grace Clinton's like, thank you very much, see you later, turn the corner, gone.
Sumanen caught with the punch, and thankfully for her, didn't land at a Tottenham player's feet.
Yeah, brave punch again. Again, just dropping it down though into a dangerous area. I mean, I'm no goalkeeper, but obviously Sumanen puts a really dangerous ball in. She comes out, just needs to try and get some height on it. You're literally dropping it down. That's two we've now seen in the space of a few minutes. Dropping it down to the edge of the box. Thankfully for her, there's been a Leicester player there both times.
Well, it's all going very well so far for Leicester and Jennifer Foster. Actually, Leicester did win the previous FA Cup meeting, a 3-1 win after extra time at the Hive in the 4th round 2 years ago. For both sides, arguably the most significant games in their history. Two teams that haven't been in the WSL in the top flight for very long at all.
You know, I've been there, Robin, for both experiences really. One where, obviously, when I was at Chelsea and at Arsenal, where, you know, you won so much. You know, obviously, of course, FA Cup is one of my favourite trophies. But it was a completely different feeling when I got there with West Ham. Completely different feeling.
Sumanen has presented it to Yuka Mamiki. Threads it through towards Peterman. Wouldn't quite fall for Rose. Here is Mamiki. Cayman. The roof of the net.
A good link-up play there from Leicester. Obviously, you had Rose involved, Peterman involved, Mamiki keeping the ball alive. Obviously, Cayman just on the outside here. I think she's more so going for a cross than trying to beat Becky Spencer.
Bizet was fouled by CJ Botts, but running into a bit of trouble.
I'd say very lucky there, to be honest with you. I think it is a foul. I think it's obviously the connection there. But CJ Bott probably doesn't need to do that either. You just hold her up, force her back. Very good chance that you'd have been able to nick it in from the side. But yeah, it's dangerous play from Tottenham.
Here's Takarada. Rantala. Peterman showing good close control. Rose. Oh, I think that was meant for Takarada, but does reach her eventually. Here she is. A bit ragged at the moment. Very narrow. Bit of breathing space now for Leicester.
Yeah, it's very compact there, Robin. You're trying to get Rose maybe to just stay out a little bit wider. Rantala as well. So many bodies in there, and that's what Tottenham want. Tottenham want to be compact so they can deal with it. If you spread it out, there's a lot more space.
Takarada drifts it towards Rose. Down for Peterman. And now Clinton. Naz in acres of space. Here is Jess Naz. Just overran that. Maybe a touch just let her down in the end. Corner kick she'll have to settle for.
I also think as well that when she gets the ball here, don't slow down. Go, go, go. I think she slows down and just allowing the defenders to get back in or allowing them to come and step out. So she needs to get that ball, drive into the space. Don't let the defenders get anywhere near you.
The corner, and over the top from Sumanen.
I didn't know at first if it was Sumanen who won it or the Leicester, but yeah, Sumanen's just leaning back, and she's arguing that it's a corner. But yeah, no, it's clearly not a corner.
Always got to try your luck, haven't you?
There's not even no one around it, really. It's close to. Yeah, but you have to try. You never know.
That's what you do, isn't it? You
do.
Pro footballers.
You never know.
Rose away from Neville again, and Neville's got to be careful. No penalty. I think that looked, on first viewing, the correct decision. It looked like Rose got the wrong side there. Clinton riding the challenge. Didn't get the shout. Dispossessed by Takarada. Drew Spence caught, she's down. Referee is happy for play to go on. I wonder if she'll stop it. No. Spence back on her feet and her side in possession as well.
I'm just thinking about that Grace Clinton turnover. I don't really like that because she turned the ball over and then instead of actually reacting and actually going back, she then stands and throws her arm up at Lizette to say, you ain't offering me an option. They ain't got time to do that. Get back in, sort yourself out, get back around, recover, and then have them discussions afterwards. See, it's good defending from Leicester as well, because they're not allowing Tottenham players to have time and space in the ball, and they're getting frustrated with it.
Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Mamiki leaves it for Rantala. Picked up by Green. Oh, and the referee is going to have to stop this flush in the face of Drew Spence, who's straight back on her feet.
She's South London, isn't she, Robin? Do you know what I mean? She's a tough cookie, South East Londoner. That's what we do.
Yeah, that I'd be down for quite some time.
Listen, I'm retired now. I would be down and rolling now, but not when I was playing. She's a tough cookie.
Been asking for the stretcher. Goodness me. Bizet. Field by Bula. And there's a definite foul on England, and that is, yes, a certain yellow for Josie Green. No attempt to play the ball there.
No, I mean, she's done really well, the centre-backs, Josie Green and Howard. She's challenged for everything, but in all fairness, she doesn't need to do that because Mamiki's coming in, so obviously she's worried about Beth England putting away, but Mamiki's there to pick it up. Obviously picks up now a yellow card and has to play the remaining time on the pitch with a yellow card, which is difficult.
Bula forward. Good win from Green. Sent forward by Botts. Oh, that header doesn't have the legs. It's Rose who didn't have the composure.
I actually don't think she needs to take that second touch. I think as it comes off of Turner's head, I mean, it's a good long ball. As it comes here, now bang, you got to go. I think the second touch absolutely kills her. And then she's completely, I mean, I think it's one of them ones where it hits your other foot before you kick it, completely comes off balance. But with a player like Young Rose's ability, she should have been able to feel confident enough to pull that straight away.
I think that has been the slight criticism of her, the output. But as you mentioned, quite rightly, Gilly, she's had a really tough time. Very long-term injury last season and still really working her way back to full strength.
And it's also hard for any player to come into the WSL. You know, obviously she went to Reading, she wasn't there for that long, playing a lot of minutes before she got seriously injured. And it takes a while to get back into a rhythm of it.
We're back to Takarada towards Tierney. She collects. Couldn't keep hold of it. Naz bursting away. Now Spence. Rantala on the retreat to clear up.
Really important recovering as well from Leicester there. Cayman's been completely took out of the game by Jessica Naz, but You see Sophie Howard, they're dropping off. They're allowing the other Leicester players to get back and recover. It's so important.
Very clever foul bought by Ashley Neville.
That's so frustrating though, Robin. when you play and just stand up. You don't need to push her down. You don't need to force a free kick there. She's not going nowhere.
Just 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Peterman to Mamiki. Cayman. Slip from Naz. And clearance from Sumanen. Looks like Leicester have called this. Just keep possession until the break. And there we go, half-time. And it is Leicester who have the advantage thanks to an absolute belter from Jutta Rantala. They've had further opportunities. Tottenham have also had chances themselves, but they have lacked the composure in front of goal and also some decision-making in the final third. So a lot for Spurs to do, actually, Gilly, going into the second half.
Yeah, I think Tottenham just need to get the ball under control again, you know, be comfortable in possession. They started the game really, really well, but then I think it's the swings and roundabouts of the momentum that they just didn't handle when Leicester did have it. But they've got to come out in the second half because they're losing at the moment.
Well, if you didn't see the goal in the first half, make sure you stand by for half-time. I'm sure Farrah Williams and Nita Asante will be watching that a few more times going into the break. But it is finally poised. Advantage Leicester, though, at half-time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's Spurs 0, Leicester City 1.
Well, there you go, in the glorious sunshine. It's Leicester who are in charge at the moment. That goal, that early on goal was brilliant, wasn't it? But in terms of the general overall viewpoint of this game at the moment, Anita, it's really interesting seeing how Spurs are reacting.
Yeah, I mean, the game started exactly as I expected. Tottenham dominated possession, they built into the game, they created some early chances and they didn't really capitalise. But I think as the momentum swung, Leicester have really grown in confidence.
And you can see the confidence, can't you? This is a team that genuinely believe they can go out there and do something quite special here, Farrah.
Yeah, for sure. I thought Leicester started really shaky. It looked like a big occasion for them. I think they were a bit sloppy at the back and caused their own problems and allowed Tottenham to get in. Tottenham didn't take advantage of that in them opening minutes. Once Leicester got that goal, they really settled the nerves, and now they look like they're controlling the game a lot more, even though Spurs have probably had the better of the chances.
Well, let's talk about that goal. Jutta Rantala, she's been doing this all season, Anita, and it was a great goal to watch. We jumped out of our seats because it almost came unexpected.
Well, it's a fantastic situation in transition in midfield. They break out wide. She's always making those channel runs. And first of all, can she get herself and the ball in the box? Boom, left foot strike, absolute quality. I think the speed of that was really difficult probably for Becky Spencer to make a save there.
For sure. I think when you're in these positions here, you can see the defender, she has to show her down the line. She has to block off that little window of opportunity. She gives her it, she exposes herself to a shot. And I think once you allow Dantana to go inside like that, there's only one thing that's going to happen. She'll hit the ball on target and then it's down to the keeper to save it. But it was you know, Becky Spence, in my opinion, was beaten before she'd even made an attempt for the ball, the pace of the ball that went in the back of the net.
And the finish, Anita, it was a great finish, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a quality finish. There was complete venom in that strike, and she only had one thought in her mind, and we've seen her do it all season. She scores goals like that, left foot, right foot, and that's what I love about her, is her directness in the way she plays, and she's just going to take responsibility.
Yeah, and actually, to be fair, for all Tottenham's threat, Leicester could be up, you know, 2 or 3 more goals. They've had some pretty serious chances for her.
We have Deanne Rose down the left-hand side. You know, she's been an important player, certainly in those transition moments. They could be a little bit more direct with her because she actually has the pace to get beyond this Tottenham back line. And I think when they've released her, she's caused a few problems for this Tottenham team.
Tierney as well. We can see a couple of these chances that Leicester have had, and you think to yourself, wow, like we say, they could be further up, and Tottenham have to really watch out for that.
I mean, they've got threats and attack, as you mentioned. Deanne Rose in the situation gets blindside of the fullback there, finds the cutback, and I just feel that Tierney didn't really believe in that moment. She didn't really show that conviction that she's going to connect with the ball and take that opportunity. But again, you've seen Ashley Neville gets exploited by Deanne Rose's pace and her speed. And, you know, this is really good opportunity again to try and, you know, test Becky Spencer and get that shot on target.
I think that shows a player with a little bit of confidence and certainly going into the game. Deanne Rose, you've seen on the first occasion, when she cuts back, she finds her teammate in the box. Tierney probably should have scored from it or certainly done a bit better. But that second one, she has options.
Yeah.
But a player with confidence cuts back in, a striker, that mentality, they're going to take a strike from there.
And this is it, that Tottenham defence then needs to maybe tighten up just a bit, right, Anita?
Well, yeah, especially because we know that Leicester are threatening in those counter-attacking moments, and they will exploit that space with their speed. Tottenham have to manage those transition moments better, the turnovers. Can they get quick pressure on the ball, and obviously take the opportunities when they come for themselves?
They've had some bright sparks though. Grace Clinton, she's been at the heart of a lot of those for Spurs, and like we say, she came off the back of that international break, and she is somebody who we were really impressed with the Lionesses, and she's bringing it here to club level as well.
Yeah, she's important. She's a key player for this team. I think when they find her in good spaces, she can make things like this happen. She's in a deeper position here, but finds that forward pass and follows that momentum. She doesn't just watch her pass, she follows it and then finds a pass for Nazim beyond the Leicester back line. But she's done this on several occasions. She found herself in some really good positions here. She's just waiting for those moments. Little turnover, travels with the ball really well, delays the pass, and then manages to find that forward pass into the overlapping fullback, and they get a shot away at goal. But we mentioned before, she's actually somebody, really, this is a chance where this has to score. Bazette, for me, in this position, has to do better. She has to hit hard and low and certainly beat the keeper. You can't be hitting it up and over the crossbar. We spoke before the game, Anita. These are the positions I like to see Clinton in. She turns and gets a half opportunity at goal, and she will hit from distance. On that occasion, it probably wasn't good enough.
Yeah, Grace has the ability to just float in between space and make things happen. She dribbles, she commits players, she has the composure then to find the right passes and moments. So that's a positive for Tottenham. They need to keep doing that more. They need to keep finding Grace higher up the pitch where they can cause problems.
I mean, she's a wily operator, isn't it? She kind of goes in and out, and she, like you say, she knows how to get into the right and the correct positions. And that is something, I guess, for the second half is going to be key if Tottenham want to get back into this game.
They certainly have to keep a player like her in the game. We saw towards the end of the half, she started to feel a little bit frustrated. You could see that a little bit of her body language. A player like, and she's young, let's not forget, she's still developing, so she will have those moments of emotion where she loses a little bit of control, and she started to do that towards the end. She needs to regroup at half-time. I think she's more of a threat further up the pitch, where we see when she's got the ball in those final third areas, she can make anything happen. But certainly a player, in my opinion, that needs to be more involved in the game than not.
And for you, when you look at this team today, in terms of Leicester, what they're going to have to do to be able to make sure that they can keep on maximising those chances to be able to get some of those goals away?
Yeah, keep exploiting those transition moments where they go from defence to attack quickly with the speed and pace of Rantala, Deanna Rose. I think Kaiman has had influence as well in the midfield. You've seen that she's picking her head up, finding those options quickly, and to limit errors. Games like this, you know, it comes down to concentration in these vital moments.
Well, it is a busy afternoon here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Betty Glover, she's out and about, and she's with someone who's definitely in the know when it comes to women's football chat.
I am out and about in the sun, and I am with this man that knows everything about women's football. It's Tom Garry, the women's football reporter from The Telegraph. Tom, thanks so much for joining us. You've had a busy week. We'll talk about that in a second. But firstly, what did you make of that first half? Leicester on top.
Yeah, Leicester have taken their chances, the big one particularly. Jutta Rantala has been clinical for them this season. She's scored a goal every 3 games in the Women's Super League to be Leicester's top scorer. and that's her 5th goal in the last 7 games for Leicester and Finland altogether. So with that kind of clinical finishing, you're always going to have a chance. I think at the other end, Spurs have been the opposite. They just haven't really been clinical in front of goal, and that's what will really be hurting them at the moment.
Well, whoever wins this one is, of course, going to face Manchester United or Chelsea, whoever wins this one. Chelsea have had a big week, as you reported a couple of days ago. It looks like they've reached a deal to sign Sonia Bombasta from Lyon as Emma Hayes' replacement. Is this a good move for Chelsea?
Yeah, I think it'll be seen as quite a solid appointment for Chelsea. That's very much our understanding, that a deal has now been agreed and that will happen in the summer. I should say the French club are denying this, but our understanding is that everything is agreed and it's simply a case now of waiting for the opportune moment to announce this formally. I suspect Lyon will want to do that much later in the season, perhaps when they've got a replacement lined up, but I think Chelsea fans will be quite pleased that a Champions League winning coach is going to be coming in and bringing what they'll hope will be some stability after Emma Hayes.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's her success in the Champions League, I guess, is a real benefit for Chelsea.
That's right, not just as a manager too, but as a player. She's a 2-time Champions League winner as a player, a 6-time French League winner as a player too, and I think has seen to have been someone who's dealt with the big characters in that Lyon dressing room quite well. She's won back-to-back French League titles as a manager as well, so I think that experience of managing the big names is something that Chelsea really see as an attraction here.
And she hasn't had a lot of experience when it comes to English football, has she? She's played in the USA, she's played in France, managed in France. Do you think she'll be looking at this as a new challenge?
Certainly, I think what she'll find here is that every game, every week is a challenge, whereas in the French League, of course, there are a lot more amateur or semi-pro teams, so perhaps you can get away with not being perfect every single week, whereas at Chelsea there'll be pressure every single Sunday and they'll have to deliver. But I think that Chelsea are confident they found someone who has got the skills and a managerial prowess to deal with that.
And finally, a word on Emma Hayes, because she responded to her clash with Jonas Eidevall, Arsenal manager, at the League Cup final by reciting a poem in the press conference the other day. What did you make of that, Tom?
I think it was the most unusual WSL press conference that I've ever seen. But I think what we're probably seeing is some really quite skillful deflection tactics, actually, from Emma Hayes. Over her tenure, she's been quite the master at knowing when she wants to have attention on her and away from her players, and I think a big FA Cup semi-final, she'll probably be quite happy that everyone's finding this quite bizarre because everyone's talking about Emma Hayes and they're not really putting pressure on her players, and maybe that's what she's been up to.
Well, thanks, Tom. Maybe Jeanette will have a poetic finish here today at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
I bet you expect way too much from me. But listen, thank you both. A date for your diaries. Plenty happening in the women's football. The biggest clash left in the WSL season will be live on BBC One. Manchester City take on Arsenal on the penultimate weekend of the season. That's on Sunday, the 5th of May, 2:15, the kickoff there. Before that, though, next weekend we have City again. They take on West Ham at 2:15. That's on the Red Button and on iPlayer. And away from the WSL, here on BBC Two, later it's the Rugby League Challenge Cup quarter-final. St Helens against Warrington Wolves. That's live from 4:15. And also coming up on the BBC.
There's a lot to take in at the London Marathon. We've got Big Ben giving it 110, Chewy in a hurry, that girl's mum, that man's gran. No limit to the human spirit. A bard, a bird, a great human herd. The world's best being put to the test. And, whoa, I think that's my old maths teacher. There's a London Marathon for everyone. Next Sunday at 8:30 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Well, coming up on BBC One is a second semi-final between Manchester United and Chelsea. And a couple of United players looking forward to that. Ella Toone and Nikita Paris, to be exact.
We're in Manchester with Nikita Paris and Ella Toone as they go head-to-head in our big FA Cup quiz, putting their knowledge of the country's most iconic cup to the test. Now, as you can see, we've got a buzzer. It is fastest finger first. I need you to come up with your own buzzer noise. Bang! Bang, good. Oh, that's like a gazelle. First question, who is top goal scorer so far this season in the whole of the Women's FA Cup? Bang! Too late. Me? Yes. Oh, top man. Next question, spell Wembley backwards. Bang. Y-E. No. Yeah. L-B-E-W. You missed out the M. You missed out the M. So close. In 1986, at Wembley Stadium, Queen performed 2 sellout shows there. Name me a Queen song, and for a bonus point, sing a line from it.
Bang. Bohemian Rhapsody.
For a bonus point.
I'm just a young boy from a poor...
Last year, records were broken at the FA Cup final. How many people attended the game?
63,000... I'm 64.
I'll let you see who goes closest.
Bang, 80,000.
You get a point for that. 77,390. How many FA Cup winners are there in the Manchester United squad?
2.
3.
Oh! Who?
Hannah Blundell,
Blundell, me,
Nikki
and-
Harris, Rachel Williams.
Yeah.
What is the capacity of Wembley divided by 3?
Oh. 30,000?
Yes! Good at maths at school.
Nice, Keith.
Well, you know, guys. Who in the United squad has previously played for Chelsea?
Hannah Blundell.
I'm really sorry. I've got to go the points this way. The winner is a draw.
Draw? I'll take a draw.
You win my admiration and my praise. Congratulations.
Oh, it's all fun and games until it gets really serious, right, Anita? That's great there from, of course, Nikita and Elo. Listen, United against Chelsea, a rerun of last year's final, and what a game we have in store. Alex and the team have got you. That was on BBC One from 20 minutes past 2. And when you look at that game, like we say, this is something that is definitely, for United fans and for Chelsea fans, they're one they're going to watch, Farah.
Yeah, it's a mouth-watering fixture. It's a big semi-final, as Anita mentioned earlier. This was a repeat of last year's FA Cup final, and I'm sure Man United will want revenge. Chelsea need to have a better performance than their last performance, which they lost in the Conti Cup to Arsenal. So they've got a lot to do. There's been an international break between that, so it's a really big fixture today.
Okay, well, no changes here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so I'm going to hand you back to your team of Robin Cowan and Ginny Flaherty.
Thank you, Jeanette. So far, it is Leicester who will be taking their place at the FA Cup final at Wembley on the 12th of May. But a big 45 minutes to come. Tottenham need to be better, and Leicester, Gilly, will have to expect them to be better in this half as well.
Yeah, I think Tottenham need to raise their game. They need to go up another level. The first half, by their standards, probably wasn't good enough. But yeah, Leicester have to expect that as well. So you have to match it, or you have to go one better, because they know that Tottenham should be really coming out all guns blazing.
And it is Tottenham who are going to get us underway in the sunshine in North London. Leicester leading thanks to a brilliant goal from Jutta Rantala. She's on the move again. Plays in Peterman, and that was an early chance. And Buehler, in the end, doing her defensive work soundly.
Really important defending there from Buehler as well, because I thought she got away. Again here, obviously, it's not really dealt with at all by Amy Turner. Great recovering defending there.
Free kick for Tottenham. Continue to try and work it from back to front. James Turner into Neville. Spence. This is really well worked from Spurs. When it works, it looks stunning. Here's Naz. And the move breaks down there.
I was about to say exactly the same thing as you. I mean, when it works and when it comes off, it does look really good. It is nervy, but when it does happen, they manage to get out of it.
Bots just about getting there ahead of Bizet. Rantala drawing the foul.
I also think as well, when Naz picks up the ball, she picks it up, she's got so much space in front of her, but she drives straight away inside where all the bodies are. Come down the line, drive into the space that's opened up, and then allow Leicester to come and close you down, so the space will open up then.
Good body swerve from Naz. Down the line for England. Spence on the overlap. England goes for it. Trying to find the top corner. Not quite precise enough.
Yeah, good from Beffinger there, but important from Drew Spence as well, because Drew Spence does an overlap around Beth England. So obviously Leicester are a little bit conscious, which allows then Beth England to come back inside on her left foot. Exquisite, and it'd been a great finish if it did go in, but you can't write off Beth England as well with a finish.
Scored in the 4th round twice against Sheffield United and in the quarter-final against Manchester City. Equaliser that sent the tie to extra time, and eventually Spurs getting through on penalties. Level up towards England. Record signing last January. Pretty much nearly single-handedly saved them from relegation. Here's Drew Spence. On to Clinton, heavy touch. But it runs here. And it's just over the top from Amanda Nilden.
I think Grace Clinton was hoping that Nilden was going to play her out on the outside. Instead, she cuts back in. Grace Clinton picks the ball up here, heavy touch. But here, I think she thought she was going to slip her, but she doesn't. She comes back inside on her right foot, has the attempt herself.
Tierney to Rantala. That's good interplay between those two. Space here for Yuka Mamiki. Cut out by Ashley Neville. On to Naz. Neville continues her run. Good challenge from Mamiki. Corner kick.
You see as well when Neville gets the ball, she looks up to see if she can put potentially an early ball into the box, but there's only really Beth England there. And Leicester is set behind, so she has to try and do that 1v1, but does well to win Tottenham a corner.
The left boot of Nilden in a loaded 6-yard area. Suominen.
You wondered if that was something that seemed like come off the training ground, you know, and near ball delivery, set back down for Suominen, just needs to get over the top of it. Yeah, just leans back a little bit, goes with the laces. Yeah, straight over.
Neville loses it. Straight back in Tottenham possession. Peterman with a good challenge. Clinton, 3 players around her. Naz. That's overrun by Bizet. Looks like it's just going to be a talking to the referee. Slammed into Mamiki.
Yeah, she does a good little turn then, Bizet, but seems to obviously overrun it as well. I think obviously with Mamiki, she's got her feet planted too. I mean, both feet pretty much are planted late.
A very stern talking to, but it looks like that's going to be that for Bizet. I think she can possibly count herself a little lucky there.
I think she's lucky not to get a yellow card for that. I think we've seen, see here, It's just obviously the follow through. You know, obviously Bizet does initially put her legs out to try and recover the ball that she's overrun. But I think with obviously Mimiki with her feet being planted, it did look dangerous.
Well, quite a heavy landing for Ashley Neville. Leicester have laid on 6 free coaches for away fans to get them to North London from the Midlands today. Come here in good number. They might be leaving with a Wembley final to look forward to, and perhaps a suntan as well.
Send that sun over here. It's cold where we are.
Yeah, so microclimate in the commentary box. Howard strong in the challenge, came and works it back to Kopp. Finds Rose. Controlled that really well. Takarada will leave that. Bott allowed to advance. Green looked a bit fortunate there. Mimiki. Lovely turn. Yuka Mimiki, and then Cayman and Sumanen with the foul.
It's good patient build-up as well from Leicester, because they've worked it from the left side, across to the right, and then back across to the left. Patient build-up, composed, moving the ball, trying to set Tottenham up, really to draw them out, which is obviously just seen from Sumanen then.
Looks like Tottenham are getting ready to make a change. Martha Thomas is stripped and ready. England. Threw a ball straight to Kopp.
It's just that final ball for Tottenham. Overhit it, overrun. But Leicester do really well as well. Kopp on her front foot, ready to pick it up.
Free kick for Leicester. Rantala dispossessed. Good strong play from Nilden. Bowled over, but no foul. And here comes the Spurs change. Celine Bizet is off. Had the first real chance of the game, which was saved by Kopp. And Martha Thomas, Tottenham's top scorer, on. It'll be interesting to see how they line up now. It's been a bit of a conundrum trying to fit Thomas and England into the same team. And Thomas has instructions for her strike partner. It looks like she's going to spearhead the attack, Martha Thomas.
Yeah, I think you can just see Beth England's probably dropped into the 10 role, just playing off of Martha Thomas. I think Beth England's comfortable doing that because she likes to come and get the ball to feet. She likes to do that link-up play. There's no reason why they can't push on as a 2 or rotate. Martha drop in, Beth England stretches the line. But I think playing in that 9 position for Martha Thomas, she naturally wants to be a player who likes to run the channels, likes to stretch the play.
Cayman. Leicester also ready to make a change. Sam Tierney is off. Amelia Pelgander of Sweden off. On in her place, I should say. It's an interesting one. Tierney very much a regular in this Leicester side. Martha Thomas scored the winner here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Arsenal, and that was her last goal all the way back on December the 16th. Cayman forward towards Rose. Battle against Neville recommences. Cayman picks up the loose ball. Just hits Mamiki, side of the foot. Naz, brilliantly done as Takarada dived in. Spread out wide to Thomas. Infield for Suminen. And now Grace Clinton. Naz, it's a waste.
Yes, it's a big wasted opportunity. No, she's cut inside on her left foot. She didn't really ever seem really convincing with it. And Leicester, I think, just a little bit too slow to recover. Obviously comes out to Naz here. She cuts inside. She's trying to curl it into the top corner, but it's not the right decision and the right option.
Past the hour mark now. Have we seen enough from Tottenham yet?
No, I don't believe we have. I think hopefully the introduction of Martha Thomas potentially could get Tottenham back up the pitch again.
It's Leicester who might try and press home their advantage. Rantala. It's good play from Clinton. Oh, she's been done there. Takarada. Corner kick.
That was lovely play out there by Leicester. Very techie play. Tottenham just couldn't really seem to get hold of the ball. Obviously Clinton here trying to deal with it. Bott doing really well, keeping the ball nice and close to her. Clinton again, you can't do that. You literally can't afford to switch off and moan deal with the ball first, deal with the player first, and then have your say afterwards.
Rantal in front of the travelling Leicester supporters. The outswinger towards Peterman. Clinton shields that well, clears upfield. Naz will latch onto this one. Spence with the run.
She kills her there with that ball, absolutely kills her. And I think sometimes Drew Spence, that run, she doesn't necessarily want the ball. She's just trying to drag the defenders away for you. You know, it's one of them, she's bolted, literally started behind Jessica Naz. Got to help her out.
Spence. Naz needing a bit of support. It's not a bad idea, didn't quite execute. And Rose is taken out by Suominen. It's a definite yellow card she'll take with few complaints.
Yeah, Rose does really well there to relieve the pressure for Tottenham, for Leicester, sorry. Gets the ball, drives. Yeah, she can have no arguments about that at all, Suominen.
That's 2 apiece in terms of yellow cards. Peterman. Rose away from Neville. Oh, that's a really good idea. Just curling away from Rantanen.
Yeah, really good idea there from Rose. Actually, no, again, getting a little bit frustrated. Completely bites at Rose here, the first attempt, then the second one here. She doesn't win it. Rantanen off the back shoulder there. Really good effort from Rose to find her.
Kit Graham ready to come on for Tottenham. Spence into Naz.
Rose doing really well again. Just trying to help Leicester out there. Holding the ball up, trying to get them further up the pitch.
Just rolls off of Martha Thomas. Good header from Suominen. Takarada. Peterman. Really good awareness. And Mamiki. Now Takarada. Not too many options in the middle. Here's Rose. Neville puts a stop to it. Rose standing her ground. Spence wins it back. Good give and go with Naz. Howard so far up the pitch. Cuts out the pass. Slick play from Leicester.
I think Leicester have been the much better team in this second half. Controlled the ball, comfortable in possession. I say that. And then Howard gives it away.
And Neville under pressure though from Peterman, and once again head in hands from Flaherty here.
There's nothing more frustrating, Robin, than when a forward does that. Just stand your ground.
So Drew Spence coming off. Kit Graham on in her place. Another interesting one. Again, Drew Spence has had quite a section out of the season with injury. But it's an interesting one for me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Robin. I think Drew Spence has been instrumental in that midfield. I think she's picked the balls up first and second. She's got the team up higher up the pitch. I'm surprised with that as well.
it, Graham, though. No surprise of her introduction. Another who was struck down with an ACL injury and is still working her way back, but scored against her former club in the 5th round. Such a devastating blow, because it really seemed like she was starting to get up ahead of steam and become a really important part of this Tottenham team when she got that injury. It's such a long road back.
And I think that's the thing, Robin, as well. When you know a player's had that, you know that they're going to be out for such a lengthy period of time, and whether they're not sure they're going to have complications, if they're able to come back straight away, and also what player they're going to be when they do come back, because physically as well as emotionally. But I remember playing against Kit Graham when she was at Charlton. She was a live wire. Really good player, and it's just about her getting that confidence back again, because she's got a player who's got a lot of ability.
Thomas towards England. Referee didn't see anything wrong with that. Rantala couldn't quite find Peterman.
I mean, there's boos going around the stadium, but I don't think Josie Green done anything wrong then. I think it was really good defending, in all honesty, and she won the battle between her and Beth England.
Clinton. On to Graham. And trying to pick out Sumanen. Aniki only had it for a couple of seconds. And Takarada down. Play on, says the referee. Here's Clinton. Digs out the cross towards Thomas. Inches away.
Yeah, really good idea from Clinton there. Gets her head up. She sees Martha Thomas coming off the back shoulder. Good battling here from Beth England as well to pick the ball up. See Clinton, she gets the ball. She's got one thing on her mind. Martha Thomas just coming off the back of Sophie Howard's shoulders, but just can't meet it.
And Sophie Howard under all sorts of pressure now. And actually, she's done well from that situation. Neville into Naz. Graham, a little bit rusty perhaps. Rose brings it away. Into CJ Bott. Rantala. High looping ball in. No one in blue anywhere near that. Graham up, wondering where the next pass is.
I think you can see the Tottenham teammates saying to Kit Graham, just keep the ball. And sometimes it is, when you come into a game like this, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to try and impress, to try and get an equaliser, to try and be involved in the build-up play. She's done things since coming on. She's taken too many touches. She's taking too long to make the decision as well. Just keep it simple.
Still just under 20 minutes to go, plus stoppages, but this is starting to get away from Tottenham. Quality just hasn't been there today. But still time. Really good header from Thomas. Finds Naz. Not a bad ball. England can collect. Here's Clinton. England. Naz. Telegraphs the cross. An easy take at the end for Kopp.
Just the lack of quality as well, and I think Naz is looking really, really tired. I think she's run a lot in this game. She's put a lot into the game in the first half, second half as well. But it's just that when you get tired, the quality just dips, and they're not being able to put the ball into the box instead of hitting it straight at the goalkeeper. It's one of those qualities.
Cayman into Rose. Turns away from Neville, who tried to win it. And Neville's done really well. Tracks her all the way. A wayward pass from Naz. Here's Rantala. Bula with a vital interception because Rantala was lining up the shot. Plays it through for Peterman. Now Clinton. Bit of space. Bot on the retreat. No foul.
So transitional. And Leicester go forward. Tottenham win the ball. Tottenham give it back to Leicester. Leicester then go forward again. It goes back to Tottenham. Just look after the ball. It's so transitional. But in all fairness, though, Robin, both teams look really tired. Both sets of players look very, very tired. I know big international breaks for a lot of the players involved, but it's about now, when you are feeling that fatigue, you are feeling tired, it's about how you look after this ball and what you do with it.
Still time, but not a pose of someone who's enjoying the scoreline. Clinton, again, receiving some robust treatment, but fair. And as Pelganda took the shot, she was closed down. Oh, Graham loses out.
You can see Martha Thomas as well, she's just losing her head with it because they win the ball, then they just give it away.
Rose on the run again. Beautifully collected by Peterman. Bot trying to find Rantala. Here is Rantala again. Not this time.
Peterman does really well there because I thought the chance had been lost when the ball was cut across the box. Good play from Bot. We see Rantala as well opens up. You think she's got one thing on her mind, to have a shot. It's just sloppy from Tottenham. They're causing their own problems because they're taking far too long on the ball. You haven't got time. Consistent turnovers from Tottenham in this second half.
Triple substitution, getting ready for Tottenham to try and save this cup tie. Not a lot has changed since the other changes have been made. Impact required with a quarter of an hour to go.
Yeah, Tottenham need to go for it. You know, obviously, realistically, you want really 2 goals, don't want it to be going into extra time, but they've got to go for it, they've got to step it up.
So here come the changes. We have Charlotte Grant on for Amanda Nilden. Australian international. Grace Clinton is the next to come off. Matilda Winberg, who scored the winner against Leicester in the WSL. Not only WSL start, and Evelina Sumanen off for Olga Artanen. One Finnish international for another. And that is all 5 substitutes used by Robert Villahan. An alteration for Leicester City. I think Ashley Neville will be relieved that Deanne Rose is withdrawn and Shannon O'Brien on in her place. Superb technical player, Shannon O'Brien, has missed quite a lot of football Last appearance was the 18th of February. Glum-looking faces on the Tottenham players heading for the bench.
Must feel like a long walk as well when you come off the opposite side of the pitch.
Grant straight into the action, cleared upfield. Peterman shows good strength. Rantala. Mamiki. Here's O'Brien, first touch. Wins the corner.
Good introduction for O'Brien there. See, Mamiki plays a really clever ball the other side of Ashley Neville. Runs into that space, but Neville just does enough.
Leicester taking their time over this corner. I mean, they probably a little bit early to start running down the clock. I think those boos will be music to their ears, though. Rantala delivers low. Cleared upfield by Bethany England.
Josie Green's done really well today. Obviously, she's played quite a lot of the game on a booking as well. But she's dealt with Beth England. She's dealt with Jessica Naz. Really good performance from her today.
Just takes one moment, and Tottenham can, at the very least, send this to extra time. It's a bit of a clumsy one there.
I wouldn't be moaning about that though, Robin, if I was if that was my teammate, because I think Peterman's doing well to get back. Just loses her foot in there, but you'll take that as a defender in that team. You'll take that. You're forward doing the dirty work. I say that, and then Tottenham could potentially score from this. We'll see what the outcome is, whether I still agree with it then.
It's pretty far from goal. Let's have a look. Drilled in. It's a difficult delivery to deal with, but Howard did just that. Corner kick for Tottenham.
Yeah, and Howard has to get a touch on that as well. She's not really aware of what's going behind her, where the Tottenham players are, but does well to deal with it.
Olga Artinen on corner kick duty now. It's delivered low towards England. The near post, not the easiest of chances. But she is another one who's very, very good in the air.
Yeah, it's a strong header from England. Comes away from Josie Green. Josie Green just does enough as well to get... She's got her arm around her, but just does enough there to try and put her off making that header. I think with Beth England, though, just coming a little bit away from the goal.
Peterman. And turns away from a couple of challenges. And Leicester have a player down here, Yuka Mamiki. Slowly gets to her feet. England. Oh, forward towards Naz, it's a mistake. Jessica Naz in here, it's Naz! It's 1-1!
for Josie Green because I just complimented her on such a good game. But when you are playing in that defensive position, you are a centre-back. If you make one mistake, it can cost your team and you can be punished for it. But Jessica Naz does really well because she does not give up on it. There'd be some centre-forwards, that ball would be bouncing, they just stop. I mean, the referee seems to be enjoying it as well, by the way, but Jessica Naz just doesn't stop. She keeps on it. Josie Green mistimes it completely. She still has a lot to do, but here, Leicester don't win the ball's bouncing. No one connects with it, no one wins with it. She's still got a lot to do, Jessica Naz. Calm and composed finish into the bottom corner, but the problem was is that Leicester didn't win that in the midfield. Too many players sticking a foot out, not connecting with it. Josie Green does the same in the defence there. Jessica Naz picks it up, calmly puts it into the bottom corner. Great finish.
Jessica Naz with her 5th of the season. Accomplished, precise, right into the corner. Mamiki spreads it out wide to Rantala. Gives it straight to Artanen. It's an untimely slip from Thomas into O'Brien. Cayman's cross over the head of Peterman. Grant forward to Vinberg. Gets the better of Botts on the retreat. And that's really good play. It's towards England! Well, it's in the right place. Just a little too much weight on that cross.
Yeah, really good play down the left-hand side there for Tottenham. Great little ball into the box. Beffingham it's just too far away from us, running too far away. But Grant does really well, consistently battling. Sees Beffingham, tries to put the ball there. Just inches away from connecting with it. I think she's feeling it now, though, Beffingham.
The momentum, the mood with Tottenham now. O'Brien nips in, fresh legs. Foul by Graham. Into the final 5 minutes, will we have a winner or will we have extra time? Essentially, it's still so transitional, isn't it?
Yeah, so transitional, and I think as well, obviously we just see kick Graham there. O'Brien completely goes to kick it. Kick Graham trying to recover, but that goal just woke up Tottenham fans as well, by the way. Pretty quiet beforehand. Could be a big push in helping Tottenham go on and try and get a winner.
Takarada finds O'Brien. Sits Neville down, and she's still going. O'Brien forces a really good save from Spencer.
Yeah, really good save there from Becky Spencer, because I'm not too sure how much she sees of that. I mean, O'Brien, her legs and her feet were sending me a bit mad up here from the gantry. So I don't know how actually Neville felt. But, I mean, it's a good play, good feet. You know what, she only wants to do one thing, but I'm not too sure how much Becky Spencer could actually see of that.
It's an awkward one for Spence. So he does really well with that and sets Tottenham on their way. Graham making good ground. Here's the goal scorer, Jessica Naz. Can she turn provider? Grant looks hopefully at the referee, who is unmoved.
I think it's just really good defending from Leicester. I think it's Bott who got over there to recover. You can see what Grant was doing. She was trying to hold her run out to potentially go first time, but Bott reads it really, really well.
Thomas. In towards England, down for Vinberg. Thomas stepping away from Takarada. It hits Bethany England. Might need a moment here.
I was just watching Martha Thomas pick the ball up on this right-hand side. You want Martha in the box. Get in the box. You know, look in the last few minutes of normal time. Tell Ashley Neville, listen, come up, get up here and come and help us out. Obviously, just going back to this chance there, for me, I think Bot deals with it really, really well. So able to slide it down a little bit now. And she wins the ball for me. She wins the ball clean and fair. Yeah, no penalty.
England okay to continue. Neville into Graham. Final minutes of the 90. Neville. Can Tottenham ride this momentum they created? Graham collects. Cross comes in. Thomas!
See Martha coming off the back shoulder of the defender there. But again, the ball's coming in. You've only got Beth England and Martha Thomas to aim for in the box. You've got to gamble. You've got to close up the gaps. Put more bodies in there. You're asking for two players to really do a lot in there.
Mamiki onto Peterman. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Cayman into Pelgander. Tottenham aggressively win it back, and here's Naz. O'Brien gives chase, Naz wriggles away from her challenge, and Howard puts it out of play.
She's run herself into this ground, isn't she? And especially in this second half. She's been a constant outlet for Tottenham. I was surprised really that she stayed on initially because I felt like she was getting tired, but whether it be that goal or just give her that bit of boost, bit of adrenaline to keep pushing on.
Looks like she has found a second wind. A goal will do that for you in front of a good crowd at a sensational stadium. Artinen right on the keeper, and Kopp makes good distance on the punch. Bimbo back in, it's Thomas! Inches. Fingertip save from Kopp to keep the score level.
Wow! Even though I just had my hand over my mouth. Great first touch from Thomas there. Kopp celebrates that like she's just scored a goal. It's a huge save. Gets an important touch on that.
Deep cross in, it's won by James Turner, straight at Kopp.
Good run then from James Turner as well to come away from the pack. Just doesn't really generate the power, but good connection on it. just spins away. It's going to be difficult for her, I think, to finish from that angle.
Still 3 minutes of stoppages remaining, but at the moment, looks like it's Tottenham looking more likely to win this in the 90. England. Oh, just wide. Grant on the end of the cross. Kopp might have had that covered.
Again, you see Beth England here. For me, I don't really want Beth England out there. I want her in the box. Puts a good delivery in. Grant coming off the back shoulder. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think Kopp would have that covered, but you can't really see from that angle either, and anything can happen.
Chances, though, falling Tottenham's way. Graham steps away from a couple of challenges. Artinen. Here's Graham. Naz will try and get there. Good decisive keeping from Kopp.
Yeah, she had to be on her front foot there as well. Always helps when you have a goalie you're playing in front of that is like that. That is on their front foot, that is bold, that doesn't hesitate, comes out and makes those decisions.
Here's Peterman. Unchallenged. O'Brien. Away from Neville. They're clearing up. Cayman's cross. Vinberg. Good out ball to Grant. Steps in field. There's a booking. Frantic end to this semi-final. And it's not over yet. Jessica Naz with a critical goal to force extra time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Leicester City couldn't quite hold on. Jutta Rantala with a belting goal in the first half. Another half an hour and perhaps more to decide who will make it through to Wembley. And Gilly, this is all about who has the most legs really at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think for me, Tottenham have looked, especially later on in that second half, to be the team who's really got the legs to go and push on. To be honest, though, I hope it gets done in extra time because I can't handle penalties, Robin. So let's fingers crossed it's done then.
We'll be settling our nerves up here. But at full time of the 90, it's Tottenham 1, Leicester City 1.
Well, there you have it. Into extra time we go in this first FA Cup semi-final at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A goal from Jessica Naz. And we're going to be honest here. I'm alongside Anita Asante Farrah-Williams. Jessica Naz all afternoon looking a bit tired, looking a bit lacklustre, but capitalised on a mistake that now has energised this team and energised this stadium.
Yeah, I think, Farrah and I were both arguing about the fact that, we thought she was a bit tired. She had a couple of opportunities early in the second half and was a bit laboured here. I wanted her to just commit the fullback in the box, start taking her down the line and maybe get a better strike at goal and skews it wide, and I thought it was a bit of a tired, shot in the end.
Yeah, she's a player that has a lot of energy, a lot of pace, and can really hurt fullbacks. When you give her this sort of space here, you'd expect better. You know, that looked to us like it was a bit of a lazy, tired sort of approach. And then when the manager made the substitutions, we were all up in the stand questioning, weren't we? Had they made the right subs? Was Jess too tired? Jess Naz too tired to stay on the park? But this is the reason why he kept her on the pitch, because she's a threat when the ball goes beyond. The pace and the composure she shows here for a finish of a player that we questioned to be tired is of a top level, Anita.
Definitely. I mean, this is pure quality from her here. The first touch, just to lay it in front of her, to be able to guide that ball past Kopp in the goal was brilliant. But I think you have to say critical of Leicester here, because again, that's a mistake. You know, Josie Green has just flung a sort of an air kick in the air to try and make a clearance, misses the ball completely. Arguably, Sophie Howard steps into midfield areas, doesn't need to go in there, and leaves that space for Jess to exploit.
But this is the thing about semi-finals and finals, where you need to be able to hold your composure and keep going towards the end. Leicester haven't been able to do that, and here Tottenham go again. More chances to be able to try and put this to bed.
They do, and that is an unbelievable save there, by the way. But I think Jess Naz give them that little bit more energy. I think we wasn't expecting that. Tottenham looked like they were beaten. That last 20-30 minutes of the game, Tottenham looked like, you know, it was a semi-final and probably an opportunity missed. The goal gave them something different. And then we started to see this. They started to overload the box. They started to get good crosses in, putting the ball into good areas and creating real good opportunities in here.
And credit to Robert Villaham, actually. You know, he put Jess Naz down as a 9 down the middle. So she has to do a bit more, less defensive work, be in areas where she can get the ball in attack.
Well, there she is, the goal scorer, the leveller, and now we enter extra time, and this now becomes about heart, doesn't it, Farah? It becomes about which of these teams, there's no better chance for them to go to Wembley to make history in an FA Cup final. Which of these teams is going to be able to bring this and pull it together with Tottenham with the momentum at the minute?
Tottenham do have the momentum because they've scored such a late goal, and it's given them that little bit of extra energy that you need in cup finals like this. But they've had a few minutes now to regroup, and it depends what they've said in these moments. So these, you know, they've had 3 or 4 minutes now to regroup and maybe come up with some different type of tactics. There's been big changes, and Tottenham had to force the changes to get the comeback. Leicester haven't had to do that. I thought the decision to take Deanne Rose off for Leicester, I thought that was one that's probably hurt them a little bit, because she was a real problem down this left-hand side for Leicester, and they lost that out. They lost that pace and, you know, that creativity that she was, you know, given to this Leicester team. So they've been able to regroup now.
I don't know if you can count Leicester out in this instance. I think Shannon O'Brien has actually caused some problems down the left-hand side. Kim in players 1v1, got the corner late in this part of the game as well. So I think if they still try to exploit them for the counter-attacks, they'll create chances.
You can see Beth England there just getting a few checks. Of course, now another half an hour. Everyone has to make sure that they are in as best condition as they can be, because like we say, this is crunch time, Farah.
Yeah, it most definitely is. Look, one of these teams are going to make history come the end of this 30 minutes, whether they score within this 30 minutes or it goes through on penalties. But no, they both fought. I think it's been a game of two halves. I thought Leicester controlled much of the first half. Tottenham have built back into it. And I'm looking forward to this extra time of 30 minutes.
Well, here we go. We're about to enter extra time, the first FA Cup semi-final here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's 1-1. Who's going to be the team to take that to Wembley? We'll find out. I'll hand you back to Gilly and to Robin.
Thank you, Jeanette. And a double substitution for Leicester to start extra time. We have Julie Thibault on in place of Josie Green, and Aileen Whelan on for Yuka Mamiki. Both of those Leicester players, incidentally, that have been subbed off were on yellow cards. So Aileen Whelan, the Leicester captain, takes the armband. Her experience will be critical going into this period of extra time. And Leicester, who led for so long, are the side that need to regroup here and find that energy once again. Peterman trying to force her way through. O'Brien, already shown great feet. Away from Neville. Martin straight out of play.
I think this is where you'll see, though, Robin, players are going to get leggy, they're going to get tired. It's when mistakes happen.
CJ Bott. Loose ball. Beth England, slightly concerning. Looked like she was having concussion checks at the break there. Big ice pack on her head. Having a torch shone in her eyes, so yeah. Keep an eye on that one. This will be you next week, Gilly. Hit the wall. You need to keep on going.
Well, what's happening next week, Robin? I'm not going to tell everyone what I'm doing.
You've got a little run, haven't you? You've got a little run
one
coming up.
Little. How many miles is it?
I'll tell you later. Collected well. Vinberg pulled back. Cynical, to say the least, from CJ Bott.
It's another one of those challenges, though, where you just don't need to do it because now you're giving Tottenham a free chance to put the ball into the box. You just got to stand. If she spins, she spins. You try and get back and recover, but the moment you pull her in that situation, in that position as well, you're just obviously inviting Tottenham now to stick the ball into your box.
Vinberg easily directed away from goal. Picked up by Bula. A mighty cross. Well claimed by Kopp.
That's a poor delivery, though, on the initial one. You know, you got a great chance to get the ball into the box and you don't even clear the first person. So second delivery is okay. I mean, obviously the keeper's brave. She comes out.
Challenge. Here's Vinberg. Montana pulled up for the foul on Vinberg.
Montana getting back and doing her defensive duties there. Just takes the bounce. She obviously goes with her head there. But it's a free kick. And let's see if Tottenham do a little bit better than the last attempt at putting the ball in the box.
She's had a very solid game, Liza Kopp. Coming in to replace Leicester's player of the season in the last campaign, Janina Leitzig, who kept them up with her heroics after she signed in January. Artinen this time.
No, it's safe to say they haven't done a better delivery than the previous one. Just complete opposite. You overhit that one. First one you couldn't beat the first player, and then now obviously you just overhit. These are the chances though that you have to be so much better at.
Takarada to Whelan. Now O'Brien. Here's Rantala. Not going to let her shoot. This was the end from which she scored in the first half. Oh, now Peterman down. Free kick has been given.
I mean, the initial contact is outside the box. I think Peterman then does try to step inside the box. You can clearly see it though, connects with Peterman's toes. She does get caught.
Yep, good call from the ref. Half a yard away from being a penalty, and Saori Takarada in need of some treatment here. And hopefully for her sake, just a case of cramp perhaps. Like Leicester are getting ready to make their changes. They will get an extra one, we should say, get a 6th sub, because we are in extra time. Going to make the change here. Saori Takarada's race is run. And she's off for Amy Palmer.
I think straight away, as soon as Takarada went down, she flagged straight away that she was done. It's hard, you know, listen, extra time is hard anyway, but to do that if you're feeling a cramp or you're feeling leggy or you've got a little issue, it's better safe than sorry.
Very similar position from where Rantala scored in the first half. That was from open play. See how she is from the dead ball. It's Rantala off the bar. Swept back in towards Howard. Oh, now the decision's gone the other way.
I mean, I'm not too sure what Howard done there, because I actually thought that Grant looked like she pushed Howard. So we're looking at the initial free kick here. Becky Spencer does really well to get a hand onto it. Unfortunate that it doesn't bounce back off the crossbar and hit her. It comes out the opposite way. It's a great free kick. I mean, it is pretty central though. But Becky Spencer just does enough to push it onto the crossbar.
A yellow card for Jennifer Foster. I think she might have had similar views to you, Gilly, maybe on that issue here. So Sophie Howard couldn't believe that the decision went the other way. Try and take a look at that again.
Obviously, we're just able to see it back here. I mean, in my opinion, I think Sophie Howard only does that because she's getting pushed from Grant, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, I was able to see it live happening. I think it was a push, and I think that's what made Sophie Howard go into the back of the other Tottenham defender, but Grant's very, very lucky there, in my opinion.
Here's Wheeler. Palmer into O'Brien. Fancies another run at Neville. Strong challenge from Ashley Neville. O'Brien slips it through for Whelan. Works the space well. No one at the back post for Leicester. Here's Graham. For Vinberg. Oh, O'Brien coming round the blind side and was just about blocked off by Turner. And Spurs are away with Ashley Neville. Here's Artinen.
Becky Spencer is so calm and composed. Also, I've known Beck since we was 13 years old. She's never changed. And like Farah said, Brigo, she could probably play outfield.
Good idea from Graham. Careless errors creeping in now, understandably so. Grant. And Vinberg pulls back Bott.
I think Bott's had a decent game as well down there. You know, a lot of the time she's 2v1, she's getting players bombarding forward to join in, and I think she's dealt with it well defensively today.
Good win, Peterman. See Palmer trying to spread it out to the space with O'Brien, but England brings it away. Vinberg making the run. And CJ Botts. With just a little buffet as Vinberg went for goal there.
Yeah, it's a great ball from Beth England there. And I think just as she's about to go, Bott just does enough to put her off. You know, there's arguments of a potential foul, but just does enough to send her off. Being able to hit it accurately, and it's an important stop from Kopp.
Not her best.
I was going to say tired legs as well, but she ain't exactly played the whole game in extra time, so she should be doing a little bit better than that, and at least getting the ball into the box, not straight out.
.30 seconds remaining of the first half of extra time. Good shape from Leicester, forcing Tottenham back. 2 minutes of added time.
Match officials indicating a 2 minutes added time.
Artinen. Big switch to Neville. Receives the ball back from Graham. Thomas wouldn't quite run for her. Leicester on the counter, Whelan forced back. Rantala.
I think it's expected to see what you're seeing. You know, there's a lot of tired legs out there. The quality has dipped a little bit. Turnover, transition, but it's expected.
TJ Bott. Half-time of extra time. As it stands, we will be heading for penalties, but still 15 minutes to go. Jutta Rantala, who scored in the first half of normal time, was close in this half, rattling the crossbar from a free kick. But still on as even as it stands. Might be a moment of magic or a mistake that prevents penalties. Half-time of extra time, Tottenham 1, Leicester City 1. And when this is over, you don't have to move a muscle. We have more FA Cup semi-final action for you. 2:20 start on BBC One for Manchester United against Chelsea in the other semi-final. See a lot of players receiving treatment, and Julie, this was the opportunity perhaps for Leicester to retake the lead.
Yeah, and I think Becky Spencer, I think what she's trying to do is push it over the crossbar. Doesn't get there, but does connect with the crossbar to push it onto it. It's just fortunate enough that it didn't bounce down and hit the back of Becky Spencer. We've seen that time and time again happen in the WSL, but yeah, it's probably the best effort of the half.
Well, and you've been here, haven't you, before? In that semi-final you had, going all the way through extra time into penalties. And they've got final words here. This is the thing, how do you approach this? Because you don't want to be the one to perhaps throw too much caution to the wind and leave yourself a bit open. It's a very delicate balance, this.
Yeah, I think for me as a player, obviously I don't have that. I've not been fortunate enough to be in there as a manager, but in regards to being a player, for me, it was just getting through the next 15 minutes. You know, obviously making sure I, as a defender, stayed switched on, because if I make a mistake, there's a good chance the team's going to get affected by it. But also, obviously, I was in a position where I was, similar to Beth England, I was the captain. So you're trying to get everyone roused up. You're trying to say to everyone, dig deep. This is when you have to push yourself to places that you've never been before. You know, and I always used to say, when you come off that pitch, you need to ask yourself the question, did I leave everything out there? If you left everything out there and you gave 100%, the result is the result. There's certain things you cannot control. But as long as you can come off, head held high, and think, you know what, I gave physically everything I possibly could, whatever happens, happens. So, yeah, now you've got to ask yourself questions, and this is where you really find out your true character as well. And you can't feel your legs, or every time you jump for the ball, you feel like you're going to cramp. That happened many a time, Robin. Going for a header landing, and I wanted to scream. But you just find it in yourself, and there's nothing better when you are on the winning team, the relief you feel afterwards.
15 minutes. Will we have a winner in open play, or will we have a penalty shootout to decide who gets to Wembley? Either way, this is tense. And the message to dig deep has been received by the crowd as well. One last push. So 1-1 after normal time. Rantala with a free kick that was so close to giving Leicester their advantage back. Not quite enough. Naz making the run in behind, and the offside flag has gone up against Jess Naz.
You're just talking about the crowd as well, Robin. They're going to be so important. You know, they need them. Tottenham are going to need them for the next 15 minutes or so to really lift them. You know, in that semi-final, the West Ham fans were incredible. They were so loud and they really push you on. So they need that from the Tottenham fans. Don't go quiet. They need the help and the support.
She needs feeding. Whelan. He's lost it. Thomas forced a little wide. Thomas with a tired-looking delivery. Oh, and, well, Thibaut hesitated for a moment there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if you're Leicester, do you hold out for penalties? If you're Tottenham, I think Tottenham are going to go to try and get the winner. It's just interesting to see what both teams will be doing.
Well, and Tottenham might have that psychological advantage as well, because Becky Spencer performed so brilliantly in the penalty shootout. A little step over as well. She is loving life.
Oh.
A few mind games perhaps ahead of a potential shootout.
She is something else, I tell you.
Okay, this could present an opportunity though. There is Thibaut. Now Palmer. Bott keeps it in and delivers. Neville clears.
Such an important touch there from Amy James-Turner. Huge touch on dealing with it. See, Leicester, they're going for it, but here, that touch there, if she don't get that, Peterman is literally there ready to nod that home.
Strength from Whelan, being doubled up on. Leicester having a good spell now. Straight out of play. Here's O'Brien. Lovely feet away from Graham and quite keep going. Also wonder if you start perhaps subbing on those specialist penalty takers. Not sure if they have that in mind.
I'm laughing because that was never the case with me. Even if I was a sub, I was never coming on for penalties.
There for morale.
Yeah. I was the cheerleader. I was the, listen, I'll go last.
It's a bit of an aimless ball there from Vinberg, didn't look up. See that no one was there to receive. Peterman down. Play on. Martin. Neville wasn't going to wait around for that. Graham. Here's Vinberg. Foul by Peterman, who's really not happy and is asking about the one that she felt that she should have got.
Yes, you see she's still fuming about not getting an early decision.
Cayman's clearance, but Vinberg couldn't set herself. Overhit.
Good idea, it's just the execution though, too much on it, and I think Neville, with her, she's probably feeling this stage of the game, earlier on in the game, she probably would have got that.
Whelan getting the better of Graham. Palmer.
That's what you don't want to do though, you don't want to just give the ball straight back to Tottenham. No, you've worked hard. Eileen Whelan has worked so hard since she's come on to hold the ball up, to win the ball back for her team. She gives it to Palmer, and Palmer just kicks it straight to Becky Spencer.
Oh, that's a short back pass, and Spencer did so well with that. Was she caught? She's really not happy. Peterman trying to get onto the end of it. But Spencer will not be happy with that pass.
No, a couple of hospital passes. I mean, Becky Spencer does well to get the clearance. Peterman's late on Becky Spencer, in all honesty. It's not the other way around, she's late on her.
You can understand Spencer's anger at that. Peterman had every chance to get onto it. She was very, very late. Still very tense, it seems. Can't blame him. Here's England. Attempted pass cut out by Palmer. Rantala. It's out the cross towards O'Brien.
You see Cayman as well, just saying, come across to me. It's one of the ones you can't be looking to ping those worldy balls, you know, the match-winning balls. It's not going to happen. You know, there's a lot of tired players out there. Just keep the ball. While you have the ball, Tottenham can't do nothing with it.
Knocked on by Thomas. Five minutes. Cayman. So Martha Thomas was trying to do, didn't quite come off. Neville. Graham. Good touch. Thibaut, corner kick.
Yeah, important recovery there from Thibaut. Really well timed tackle because Graham was on the front foot. Just times it well.
Martinen. Pop came. Good distance on the punch. Vinberg swings it back in. Oh, it's there! Martha Thomas has surely won it for Tottenham! What a moment for Martha Thomas. Heartbreak for Leicester City. Spurs, though, with just a couple minutes of extra time remaining, have a precious lead.
Wow, you can just hear the stadium, the roar when Martha Thomas puts that ball in. Leicester deal with the first one. I mean, some Leicester players ain't got a clue where Martha Thomas is, but she just comes onto it, she just wants it more. See, it's unfortunate for Ireland winning. It's a really difficult situation to be in. She thinks she's got time. I've been there as a defender, you think you've got all the time in the world, but that from Martha Thomas is the hunger, the want, the drive to be the first person to win that ball. It's a brave and it's a great header.
Martha Thomas with another goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Enjoying the big stage, and it looks like she's going to enjoy the biggest stage of all. Wembley awaits Tottenham Hotspur. So little time for Leicester to get back into this. Job not done just yet, and play won't restart just yet either. Ashley Neville down and in need of treatment. That is what she excels at, though, isn't it, Gilly? Martha Thomas, with her aerial ability, she's so strong, and as you said, her desire to get on the end of crosses like that.
I mean, I've played with Martha Thomas at West Ham. With one of her aerial ability and her aerial threat. And for me, that's that want to be the first person to connect to it. You see it straight away. But I always say as well, Robin, good things happen to good people, and Martha Thomas is a very good person, and she deserves that opportunity.
3 minutes for Tottenham to hold on, or for Leicester to produce something, anything to force now a penalty shootout. That's really the most they can hope for now. Thibaut steps in and makes the challenge. Pelgander. Rantala. Out of play, straight into the Leicester fans from Vinberg.
Vinberg's done well as well since she's come on. She's put herself about. She's got stuck in there. She's made important challenges, important tackles.
was a nasty-looking collision. Still not sitting comfortably just yet.
Yeah, Peterman just ends up falling straight into the legs of Artinen. The keeper's coming up as well, Robin.
Here we go. This is what we want to see.
Here we go.
One of those rare things that we all want to see. Liza Cup. He's had a very good game overall. Try and cause some trouble here as we enter the final minutes of stoppage time. Here we go, could this be last chance saloon for Leicester? It's delivered low, oh, the goalkeeper's there. Cott headed towards goal. All hands to the pump for Spurs. Cayman's shot blocked, and Naz gets rid of it. And the goalkeeper's one out of her goal. The attempt doesn't have many legs on it, and it will be cleared up. There we have it. It's history for Tottenham Hotspur. In their first ever semi-final, they have made it to their first ever FA Cup final. Oh, they've had to do it the hard way, going behind to such an early goal that they produced late on twice in normal time, thanks to Jessica Naz and the match winner Martha Thomas. She sends Tottenham to Wembley for the showpiece event in the women's game. An epic cup tie, Gilly, and one that was so close to call. In the end, it's Martha Thomas who's the difference.
Yeah, we had it all, didn't we, in this cup tie? Now, just looking at the scenes, how happy, I mean, obviously not Leicester, but Tottenham players are. That moment when you realise you are going to Wembley to play in an FA Cup final for the first time as well. Well, I've been there with West Ham, the first time as a club. Oh, it's huge. Them players, I'll know exactly what they'll be feeling. I mean, this is when I actually cried on telly, I think, when BBC comes to me after that West Ham game. It's disappointing, it's heartbreaking for Leicester. But this is the beauty, I think, of the FA Cup, the story of the underdog, which is what it is today. That one of these clubs was able to get there for the first time in their club's history. And I'm so chuffed for Martha Thomas as well.
The celebrations in North London continue. Tottenham book their date at Wembley for the FA Cup final in May. After extra time, it's Tottenham who prevail. Tottenham 2, Leicester 1.
At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, absolutely jubilant scene, celebration ringing out over the speakers. Farrah Williams and Nita Santi alongside me. A late goal from Spurs, the drama to go with the FA Cup matches. That was really something, wasn't it, Farrah?
This is what the FA Cup's all about, and this is why we love the FA Cup so much in this country, because it really is the magic of the FA Cup. Tottenham looked like they were out of it in the 90 minutes. They got a late equaliser from Jess Naz, and they took that momentum into extra time and pushed and pushed and pushed. We thought this game was going to penalties, and 2 minutes before the end of the game, Martha Thomas comes up with a winner. Unbelievable scenes here.
And it was Martha Thomas, of course, who has scored in this stadium before against Arsenal. She is somebody who knows how to do it when it counts and big games, and she's a stadium performer essentially, Anita.
Well, she's a top goal scorer for Tottenham, and what a moment to shine. In a vital, critical moment like that, a bit of quality into the box, and who's there with that desire and hunger to be first, make a first contact and score a goal? Martha Thomas. I mean, I'm still trying to catch my breath because I was whooping and everything because I could just not believe it. Incredible.
Thomas, she's with Betty Glover right now.
Martha Thomas, you sure do know how to do it when it counts. Can you try and sum up for us how you're feeling right now?
I'm over the moon for the team. We dug really deep. This is something that we've wanted, and I'm just so chuffed that we got over the line.
What was going through your head when you saw that ball swung into the area?
At first I thought Luana was going to head it, and she did, but she flicked it on, and then I just thought, you've got to get in front of this defender. I didn't want penalties, so yeah, I'm just so happy for us. We dug deep and came from behind again and won.
Sum this up for the team, because Tottenham Hotspur are going to an FA Cup final for the first time.
It's huge. I lost the words, but we're such a tight-knit group that work hard for each other, and I'm just so chuffed for all of us.
And you, of course, played in the FA Cup final last year for Manchester United. Can you use any of that experience to bring into the final this time?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've got quite a few people here who have won the FA Cup final and played in it as well, so we'll all be using the experience for the occasion, and I guess we'll just wait and see who we're playing.
All right, thank you very much and congratulations.
Yeah, an incredibly composed Martha Thomas there. As composed as she was with this goal, sensational header, Anita. This was something that she needed to do. It was a clutch goal.
Yeah, you can just see her hanging out at the far post, and it's a wonderful entering and delivery from Winberg. And, you know, you can see her just coasting on the back shoulder there. There's two players there, and the defender for Leicester isn't sure who she should pick up. But Martha Thomas, the timing, the arrival, the desire to just physically outpower that defender and get contact on the ball.
Yeah, and it was all about desire. That goal was all about a little bit of desire, that striker's instinct, which she has. It was a lucky goal. It was headed onto her. It wasn't like she made first contact. So it was a lucky goal, but I think her commitment, desire to get there, puts herself in an opportunity to get the goal and come up. Look, that's the goal that sends them to Wembley.
And you can see how much it means. This is history. You talk about desire, free from desire coming from the speakers right now. Couldn't have written it, but Anita, when you talk about the history that's being written here, that is something that's pretty special for Spurs. They are now a club that can say they're FA Cup finalists.
Exactly, and this is what Villa have talked about progress, seeing that progress in real time. This is what it looks like for a club like Tottenham, and what a day to do it in front of your home fans as well. You know, absolutely delighted for them.
Yeah, and I guess now we wait to see who they face, but they're giving themselves a chance here.
They definitely give themselves a chance. I mean, they've shown guts here today, coming from a goal behind, all the emotion, the pressure, they're at home, they're expected to win, to come back from a goal down and show the fighting spirit they did. Gives them a chance against Manchester United or Chelsea, whoever it's to be, in that FA Cup final.
Well, we can let you know that Manchester United are actually 1-0 up, an early goal there at the Leeds Sports Village, so Farah can't believe it. I know she's going to go and watch that very, very soon. But here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, you can see the scenes, absolutely jubilant here from the Spurs fans. And it was Martha Thomas. She is the hero in this FA Cup fairy tale. Who will they face? You can switch over to BBC One now to find out, where it's Manchester United against Chelsea. But from us here at the Spurs Stadium, goodbye.